It's the start of a new season in Big D, and Coach Gainey is looking for some answers. Will a healthy Mike Modano be able to get back to his form? Will Andy Moog have the same kind of season he had last year, where he all but single-handedly took the Stars to the postseason? Will the youngsters like Todd Harvey be able to contribute and show enthusiasm up front to help spark the Dallas attack? Questions to be answered as opening night is coming up next.
Tonight, live from the Winnipeg Arena in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, it's the Dallas Stars and the Winnipeg Jets in Game 1 of the 1995-96 National Hockey League season for the Dallas Stars. Good evening, everybody. Mike Foran's your play-by-play host. Glad to be back once again along with Ralph Strangis as the Stars are ready to go here tonight against these Winnipeg Jets. Remember last season, a shortened one at that? Well, we're back this year for a full 82-game slate. The Stars are pumped up and ready to go, and so are their opponents. The Winnipeg Jets are riding on a lot of emotion. They know this will be their last year to play hockey here in Winnipeg. We don't know where they're moving yet, but at this time, that dressing room, I'm sure, is ready to boil over down there, because the last time the Jets played here in this building, they did not make the playoffs, of course. They were skating around on the ice, coming out and signing autographs, giving away their equipment. They assumed they would never be back. But a Save the Jets campaign has held them on for one more year, but now it's a certainty that that team will be sold. So the Stars will have to counter that emotion tonight by getting off to a quick start and hopefully keeping the fans out of this game, because it's a rabid crowd here tonight, and they're certainly going to try and get the Jets going as much as they possibly can. Ralph Strangis is standing by downstairs with Dallas Stars coach and general manager Bob Gainey for a preview of this season. Let's check in with Ralph and Bob.
All right, Mike Forrest, thank you very much. After a sparkling inaugural season which saw the Stars set records in just about every category, it featured fantastic finishes and heroic deeds. Last season, the entire National Hockey League shut down for half the year, and Dallas was marred with injuries and misfortune. Last season, the Stars did make it to the playoffs, but this is a year in which the Dallas Stars want to turn things around. I'm downstairs now with Dallas Stars general manager and head coach Bob Gainey. And Bob, as we come out of what really was a disappointing season last season in many ways, what kinds of things are we doing this season to sort of look ahead and move forward?
We've had time since the end of last season to evaluate our personnel, to evaluate our style of play, to evaluate our competition. And I think that we've utilized the off-season to make changes that we could make and to prepare ourselves as best we could for the training camp that we've just been through. I think our training camp has been good in the areas that we were looking to use it for, and that was to evaluate younger players in our system, to bring in a number of players who may or may not find their way onto the team, and the last week or so to prepare our team for tonight's opening game against Winnipeg.
The goaltending situation and the defensive situation, no changes in the names back there. However, up front, that's a different story. You mentioned some of the changes. That's where most of them occurred. Are you satisfied and are you excited about the people that you now have in those positions?
Well, Ralph, comparing our first two seasons in Dallas, where we did make improvements in our team last year were that we were a better defensive team. Our goaltending with Andy Moog as the head guy was very, very strong and better than the previous year. And our defensive group in their defensive play helped us cut our goals down to in the average of 250 for an 80-game season. Where we need to increase and improve is in our offensive play from our forwards, and we've done that in the lineup tonight. We'll have a player by the name of Nikolai Borshevsky, we'll have a player by the name of Jim Storm, and we'll have a new player by the name of Guy Carbonneau. So we've made changes in personnel that we hope will allow us to boost our offensive production. Another positive point to last year's season was that a couple of younger players, namely a Todd Harvey and a Mike Kennedy and possibly a Trent Klatt, had another year of experience. And can those players now be productive players for us in the 15 to 25 goal range, which will give us a solid base team offensively.
As you look at the Winnipeg Jets this season, you look at a team that doesn't have much problems up front, but their problems seem to be defensively and in goal. What are the things that scare you about the Winnipeg Jets? What kinds of things do you need to be concerned with?
Well, the fact that Winnipeg missed the playoffs last year but had 3 players in the top 10 scorers in the league, I think tells you where the balance of their strengths lay. And it'll be for us to shut down that offensive power that they have and try to exploit their defensive weaknesses in their defensive group and in their goaltending, which is almost a reverse image of our team. And I think that's what makes it a good matchup, and that's why Winnipeg is one of the teams that we'll have to beat this year to be successful.
All right, Bob, good luck tonight on opening night.
Thank you very much, Ralph.
Stars general manager and head coach Bob Gainey from downstairs. Now let's take it back upstairs to Mike Forens.
Okay, Ralph, thanks very much. The emotions are peaking here in this building. They just had a jet airplane, a model one, come down on the ice here, and a pilot got out of it, and the crowd is roaring in the background, and the Jets and Stars have not come out onto the ice surface yet. They're due out in just a couple of moments. Well, I know that Bob Gainey has high hopes for this team this year. I don't know how he held the club together last year with all those injuries and all those problems in a shortened season, but I know that he very definitely feels that this team can contend and can do a good job for this 1995-96 hockey campaign. We'll continue with more right after these messages. The Stars and the Jets coming up next.
Dallas Stars hockey, cool game, hot ticket, is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. By Pizza Hut, home of stuffed crust pizza. You'll love the stuff we're made of. By Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. By AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. AutoZone. And by McDonald's. Have you had your break today? And by the Dr. Pepper Bottling Company of Texas. Dr. Pepper, the official soft drink of the Dallas Stars.
What do you get when you fly the low-fare airline? Fun fares.
Well, you've waited so long for a fare to get so nice and low now. Now you really should fly.
Light up the night. Southwest Airlines' new fun fares are so low. Want to see that again? Now you can fly just for the fun of it.
Come along with us, 'cause we got a lot of things to do now. Now you really should fly. And you'll have fun, 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 flying Southwest on a fun fair today. Fun, fun, flying on a fun fair.
For years, cellular phones have been all business.
They always find me.
Power tools for the professionals.
Clients.
Well, those days are over.
Well, it must be so.
Hello? It's Billy, my paper boy.
At Southwestern Bell Mobile Systems, we've made cellular affordable. For as little as $26.95 a month, now you can take care of
Oh,
business.
that you hit the hummingbird feeder again. Yes.
Sign up now, and you'll also get an extra 100 minutes of airtime.
Texas Commerce Bank service representative Henrietta Coleman sometimes has to act fast.
Miss McNulty was calling our 1-800 number. She left New York and realized that her wallet was missing.
So Henrietta looked up her account.
I saw that someone was trying to use her ATM card right then. I immediately closed the account, and the machine seized the card right away.
Experience star treatment for yourself at Texas Commerce Bank.
You know, it just felt great knowing that I was able to help her.
There's no stealing your thunder. It can't be contained. You fill me with wonder, cool me off like rain. 'Cause you're a part of me, that's the heart of me. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me. Yeah, yeah.
Jack at Work, Tuesdays at 5 on News 4 Texas.
Well, we're back at the Winnipeg Arena. They are introducing the Winnipeg Jets right now. They're ready to come out onto the ice under spotlight here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Mike Forens welcoming you back once again to Dallas Stars hockey. These Dallas Stars are still waiting in the dressing room while the Winnipeg Jets players get introduced, and the Stars players will be out momentarily. Ralph Strangis, we talk about these Stars and what they plan to do this year. I think any plans for the Dallas Stars have to begin with defense. There certainly is that is their strong point.
And Mike, when you're on a Bob Gainey team, you are going to be thinking defense first. That is a spot that they have worked on over the last few seasons. It is a spot that went through no changes in the offseason. The defensive core for the Dallas Stars, one of the best in the National Hockey League. From top to bottom, Darian Hatcher begins his 5th NHL season all with the Stars. Craig Ludwig, 14 NHL campaigns, his 5th with the Stars. Kevin Hatcher beginning his 2nd season with Dallas. Doug Zamolik also in his 2nd season. Grant Ledyard, Paul Cavallini, both came to Dallas with the Dallas Stars. And Richard Matvechuk, who is the odd man out of the lineup tonight, is in his 4th season with the Stars. This is really the season for Richard Matvechuk to show his stuff. It is a defense that also can turn behind the Mike Forns and look at a couple of outstanding goaltenders when you talk about both Andy Moog and Darcy Wakaluk.
Well, they're so strong that way. I think a key thing for them, though, is can they get Darcy back to the form he had from 2 years ago? And if they can, certainly that tandem will be very tough to beat. 2 years ago, you couldn't say that one of them was the #1 goaltender. They were both #1 goaltenders.
Yeah, they were both fighting very hard, and I think this training camp sort of reprised that battle as Manny Fernandez, who is now in Kalamazoo, also challenged for goaltending honors. It made for a competitive camp in goal, and all goaltenders are better because of it. Up front is where the big changes are.
Well, you talk about the players that we're familiar with back behind that blue line and in net. How about the new Dallas Stars?
Yeah, the new Dallas Stars really are up front. 8 of the 14 players who are listed as forwards on the roster tonight are brand new or starting their first full season with the Dallas Stars. Beginning with centerman Guy Carbonneau, 14 NHL seasons, his first, acquired just a few days ago in a trade from St. Louis. Paul Broughton going to the Blues. Guy Carbonneau, the ex-Montreal Canadian captain, coming here. Bob Basson, who was in the press box here in Winnipeg tonight, out with a knee injury, also will be in his first season with the Stars when he returns. Mike Modano, Dave Gagne, Brent Gilchrist, all familiar names. Those are the guys down the middle of the ice for Dallas.
I talked earlier, Ralph, about the other players who add so much and about opening nights, and Andy Moog has an enviable record on opening nights. Greg Adams has done a lot of scoring goals on opening nights, and he's kind of a new player to the Stars because he came last year in a trade.
Yeah, Greg Adams came last season about halfway through the year, actually right close to the deadline. It was almost halfway through last year, the shortened season. But Adams came and we saw glimpses of things that he could do. He has had 30-goal campaigns 4 times in his NHL career. And if Greg Adams can get going, he's on the #1 line with Modano and Borshevsky. He'll be something to worry about. Billy Heward, a guy that the Stars just picked up a few days ago. He's going to be tough and mean. He's in his first season. He'll be playing with Shane Churla and Brent Gilchrist, the banging line. Jim Storm, who Mike Forns has literally taken this camp by storm. It was a surprise for the Dallas Stars, but a pleasant surprise. Mike Donnelly, Mike Kennedy also filling out the left wing spots. And then when you look to the other side of the ice, Mike, on the right-hand side, the Stars have also made a lot of changes there.
Well, they have, and you know, when you look at last season and what a crazy year it was, we talked about it so many times, but you talk about needing offense. Certainly, people like Todd Harvey can provide offense. Newcomer Jere Lehtinen is going to provide, I think, a lot of offense. And also Nick Borshevsky is somebody who is going to do a double type of job. He's a checker. He'll put the puck in the net the odd time for you. Grant Marshall, they hope for good things from him. And Shane Churla, we all know what he provides. He can score goals. He can get the dirty work done, and then he certainly capitalizes in that end of the ice too. He can do an awful lot of things to mix things up. I think he causes goals to be scored sometimes just because of his toughness being out there. It makes everybody walk a lot taller when he's on the ice. You know?
And you know what they have said so far during the preseason, those folks who were able to see this team on the road, this is going to be a team, again, that's going to be no fun to play against. Say those who have played against them already, and say the people that have watched this team very closely. Like the first season, when Shane Churla was out there wreaking havoc at every venue, including most of it at Reunion Arena. This is going to be a year in which the Dallas Stars are going to be tough, physical, and a team that is not going to be easy to play against. Boy, the explosions are going off behind us. We've got an opening night atmosphere here in Winnipeg, and the game is just a few minutes in front of us, and we've got lots of things to talk about still.
All that popping going on, it sounds like the knees last year.
Yeah.
We had so many injuries. Guys getting hurt all the time. thank heavens that all that is behind this club. They seem to have mended very well.
Yeah, they do, Mike. And the two key guys that, of course, are back in the lineup tonight that were not in the lineup at season's end in the playoffs, Mike Madonna, who played only 30 of 53 games last season, averaged a point per game. Darian Hatcher, the captain of this team, he was injured in the final regular season game against San Jose last year. He was not in the lineup against Detroit in the playoffs. He is healthy, fully recovered, back and ready to go. Now, the Winnipeg Jets, they've got lots of people to talk about. The Winnipeg Jets have some talented people up front, Mike.
Well, there's no question that they're not a team that's riding on emotion alone. They've got some very talented scorers. When you take a look at players like Keith Tkachuk, Teemu Selanne, these are players who can do a lot of damage. And if you don't penetrate the Jets' defense and the Jets' goaltenders, these two players alone probably can beat you.
Well, Tkachuk and Selanne are both players that you have to watch for, and also Jamna. He led the Jets in scoring last season. But these two guys are sort of the heart and soul of the team. As goes Tkachuk and as goes Selanne, so will go the Winnipeg Jets. These are guys that have to have good years again. They are paying Tkachuk as if he were going to be the man on which this franchise will be built. Wherever they wind up, he's the guy that has to deliver.
He may be able to buy it.
Yeah, you never know. Has anybody asked him where he thinks they should go?
Keys to this hockey game. No question that the Stars have a defensive advantage over the Winnipeg Jets, but people like Selanne and Tkachuk, you've got to slow those type players down.
And you have to watch it with the new obstruction rules being called that you don't do it illegally. You have to keep the Jets skilled players in check. You cannot let them get away from you. This club is the kind of club that can put some quick offensive numbers on the board. You want to keep them down early. Also tonight, the Stars have the revamped look up front. We are going to see new faces like Nikolai Borshevsky on the first line with Madonna and Adams. We are also going to see Jim Storm, who will play his first game as a Dallas Star tonight. Saw some action a couple of years ago in Hartford. The Dallas Stars up front are going to look a lot differently than they looked 2 years ago, and much different from what they looked last season. Opening night emotions, well, you always have to contend with that. Generally, they say that if the visitors can withstand the first 5 or 10 minutes of hockey action in an arena on an opening night ceremony, they're in pretty good shape. Hopefully, this hasn't pumped up the Winnipeg Jets too much, because the Dallas Stars, all they're doing right now, Mike, sitting around that locker room.
Well, the Stars are on the ice right now, and so are the Jets. The lights are starting to come up here in Winnipeg. We're preparing for the national anthem, and they're starting to introduce that right now.
Of the national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free, from far and wide. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Jennifer Hansen with the national anthems of Canada and the United States. This copyrighted broadcast is authorized under rights granted by the National Hockey League solely for the non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Dallas Stars Hockey Club is prohibited. Well, Bob Gainey is starting Andy Moog in goal tonight, and Nick Habibulin will go for Terry Simpson's Winnipeg Jets. Habibulin at 8-9-4, Moog at 10-12-7. Last year, Habibulin split 2 decisions against the Stars, and Andy Moog came up with 20 victories, 6 losses, and 3 ties lifetime against Winnipeg. So he's done very, very well against the Jets historically, but did not face Winnipeg last season at all. Mike Torkia and Darcy Wakaluk handled the goaltending duties last season for the Stars against these Jets. Refereeing tonight's game will be Don Koharski. The linesmen are Mike Civic and Andy McElman. We're going to have a ceremonial puck drop. And Thomas Steen, a longtime Winnipeg Jet, and the man who epitomized quite a bit of the spirit of this hockey club in recent years, out there now to drop between Keith Tkachuk and Mike Modano. And Steen getting a standing ovation here in this building.
Steen spent his whole National Hockey League career here in Winnipeg, and the fans here in Winnipeg, very loud, very vocal, supportive of this club, and applauding Thomas Steen.
These Jets not without controversy, Ralph, in the last couple of days due to a captaincy change.
Yeah, Chris King is now the captain of the Winnipeg Jets. The reason that he is the Winnipeg Jets, says head coach Terry Simpson, is that he is the consummate team player. He is a player that he wants to wear the C. It's interesting to note that Chris King, when he was a young man, used to follow the Toronto Maple Leafs and used to wear a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey with a C on it. It used to belong to Daryl Sittler. He was a big fan of Daryl Sittler's, was Chris King, and that was the change. Keith Tkachuk wore that captaincy here last year for the Winnipeg Jets.
Well, Tkachuk feels that it's due to his prolonged contract negotiations, and a lot of fans agree, but Simpson says no.
Well, Simpson says no, but you can't, of course, take away from the fact that you don't know what to read into that fact, and I'm going to be able to put a sentence together by the end of the first period.
Mike Eastwood against Mike Modano. The Stars get the draw. The season's underway, and here's Manson. Now back to his own line, lugs it off the boards back into the Dallas zone. Now Craig Ludwig flips it onto center ice, and it's back to the Winnipeg line again. Manson with a pass across 2 lines. Offside is called. Missing from the lineup tonight for the Dallas Stars, Bob Gainey, of course, has Bob Bassin out because of injury to that knee. Bill Heward is in the lineup, but Richard Matvichuk is out. Mike Donnelly, Grant Marshall, and Trent Klatt are all out of action tonight for the Stars. For the Jets, nobody injured, but they are missing Brent Thompson, Randy Gillen, Ed Olczyk, and Dallas Drake. Former star Jim McKenzie is in the lineup tonight. Here's Eastwood throwing it back inside the Dallas zone, and now Grant Ledyard back to take it behind his own zone, in his own zone, behind his own net, up the right wing boards, and Mike Modano works it on the left wing. Now Greg Adams hustles back into the corner, takes it in behind the goal. He's checked on the play. Darren Quint back to move it on. Newcomer Quint in his first NHL season. Flips it onto center ice, and Eastwood is there. He's toppled. Modano went crashing in. Borshevsky was involved in a hit with Mills. And Craig Mills makes his way back to the Winnipeg bench. Now the Jets start off. Here's Igor Korolev, a long slap shot. That goes wide of the Dallas goal. And Kennedy flips it onto center ice. Now flip to the blue line, and Kevin Hatcher's back to play it. Solani steals and shoots it on back into the Dallas zone again. Andy Moog trails it up the boards. Todd Harvey back to get it. Here's Harvey over on the right wing. Moves it on to center ice. It hits a skate at center and is thrown back into the Dallas zone now by Jason Doig. Doig, another newcomer in this Jets lineup. They've got 4 teenagers in the lineup tonight. A lot of talk about that here in recent days. A very young Winnipeg Jets lineup in action this evening. Here's Mike Modano back in his own zone. Turns to start out, brings it on now to Greg Adams on the right wing. His wrist shot is deflected and off Teppo Newman, and the puck sails into the seats and out of play.
Andy Moog back in his own goal, gets the first start of the season for the Dallas Stars. The Stars have Andy Moog, who's 313 career regular season wins and 642 career winning percentage, is best among active NHL goaltenders. Last season, Moog put up incredible numbers as he got points, either a win or a tie, in 17 of his 29 decisions, and 9 of his 12 losses were by 1 goal. Despite inconsistency by the Dallas Stars, Moog was a pillar in net.
Darren Turcotte, a newcomer as of yesterday. He was traded to the Jets from the Hartford Whalers, and the Jets sent Nelson Emerson to Hartford in exchange. Darren Turcotte, a former Whaler and a former New York Ranger. Now up to center ice, and a pass across 2 lines is on the stick of Tkachuk, and play is called. They'll face it off back inside the Winnipeg zone.
Well, Mike, we talked a little bit about some of the offseason problems for the Winnipeg Jets, and centering around Keith Tkachuk, who I think is probably the most disappointed $6 million man since Steve Austin's plane went down. Maybe he had thoughts of going to Chicago, the big city, Rush Street, the lake, you know, all the fun stuff, the big city and Chicago and all of those things. But I'll tell you, he is here in Winnipeg because they matched the offer that Chicago laid out, and it was a hefty offer, a $17 million deal. People in Winnipeg with a team that's moving are saying, why did we match that offer? More when we get a chance.
He's disappointed at losing the captaincy, and was quoted today as saying that he is even more so disappointed at losing his friend Nelson Emerson than anything else. Kevin Hatcher back in his own zone. Now turns to start out, whips it onto center ice. The puck thrown back inside the Winnipeg zone, and Mike Stapleton is in to play it. Here's Stapleton, bumped off the puck by Shane Churla. Jim McKenzie out there as it knocked free. Bill Heward sends it on into the corner. And now back to play it. The Jets Newman and on defense. Over on the right wing to Stapleton. Stapleton checked on the play. The puck stolen. Here's a centering pass. Blocked by Heward back into the corner. Now Shane Churla along the near boards. Bumps with Teppo Newman, and Churla digs it loose. Out front, Gilchrist fires. And that goes just high and wide off the glass. Now Zamolik in to throw a hit into McKenzie. And back come the Jets with King on the attack. Chris King, their captain. Long slap shot, and that is stopped by Andy Moog. He drops it behind the goal. Now it's taken up to Gilchrist at center ice. Brent Gilchrist drives it back inside the Jets end. Line change on the fly. Here comes Eastwood starting out. Over now to Manson. His long drive is sticked aside by Moog. Now Manson delivers right in front, and Mills was toppled on the play by Darian Hatcher. The puck went loose. Now on the right wing, it's Borshevsky for Dallas to the blue line. Over to Cavallini. Now a left side pass for Greg Adams. He taps it ahead to Mike Modano. He fires, and a save made by Javi Bulin, and he covers it and holds on to stop play. We're scoreless with 16:21 to go in the first period. This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
I tell you, it's not easy being a rough. Ooh, that's cold. No respect at all. My whole life, I keep getting stepped on. Oh, look at me. I'm a mess. Lady, we've been through this before. Spray-ons, rub-ins, they make things worse. Oh, I need the rug doctor. Yeah, here it comes. Oh, lower. You are there. Oh, not here. Go find a tree. Hey, lady, better keep the rug doctor around.
Stop by your nearest Tom Thumb Food and Pharmacy.
This is Blockbuster's biggest sale ever. Newman, double feature, sir. 2 movie rentals, popcorn, and 2 bottles of Coke for $6.99. Good. Movies, games, I want everything on sale. Hey, I'm 10 years old for crying out loud.
The 10th anniversary sale with Blockbuster Video.
Damon Wayans is a smooth talker and a ladies' man.
You want a wrist?
But to the boys at Madison Academy, he's a major pain.
Ride is time.
Major Pain from MCA Universal Home Video, rated PG-13.
Back at the Winnipeg Arena in friendly Manitoba, where the Dallas Stars open their season tonight against the Winnipeg Jets. Just underway.
The face-off in front and to the left of Nick Habibulin. No score here in the first period. Neil Wilkinson back to take the puck in the corner. Has it knocked away off his stick, and now it comes back off the near boards. And on the left wing, here comes Shannon to start to center ice. Daryl Shannon Works it across the line. Jim Storm puts it in the corner. And it's picked up by Paul Cavallini of Dallas. Now Cavallini out to Jere Lehtinen. Lehtinen to center ice. Tkachuk knocks that free and pushes it back into the Stars zone. Darian Hatcher is on to play it. Here comes Hatcher. Feeds to his own blue line, and now Lehtinen works to center ice. He's across the Winnipeg line. Fires a shot. That's just wide. Rebound drive. That's knocked on net by Dave Gagne. Gagne was hit by Wilkinson's stick. Gagne retaliated. He's going to get a penalty. The puck cleared all the way down into the Stars zone. And as the whistle blows, we have a slashing call coming up against the Dallas Stars. This will give Winnipeg their first chance on the power play.
So often, as we have noticed, it isn't the original call that is called. It will be the retaliation call, so you got to keep your cool out there. And Dave Gagne, who gets hit hard by Neil Wilkinson in the corner, goes back and gives him a little whack with the stick in the corner to the right of Nikolai Habibulin. And Dave Gagne goes to the penalty box. 4 minutes, 28 seconds into the game.
2 minutes for slashing. Time to penalty, 4 minutes, 28 seconds. The Stars Gagne, 2 minutes for slashing at 4:28.
So Gagne puts the Stars short-handed. The Jets start out now with a power play that has Solani on the left. At center ice, Igor Korolev. Here's a drive from the point man that's knocked down and chased back to center ice now by Alexei Zhamnov. Zhamnov back with Teppo Numminen. The other forward is going to be Shane Doan, and the puck is cleared back inside the Jet zone now by the Stars penalty killers. Ludwig is out there for Dallas along with Darian Hatcher, Brent Gilchrist, and Guy Carbonneau. Here's Carbonneau skating to center ice. Tosses it right back inside the Winnipeg end, and right away Dallas changes up the line. Greg Adams is on now with Modano, Kevin Hatcher, and Doug Zamolik. Now the puck thrown by Korolev back inside the Dallas zone, and on the near boards it's played onto center ice by Modano, looking for Adams, but Numminen sweeps it away. Teppo Numminen back into his own zone. The Jets get in a line change. Here's a pass to Solani at center ice. He feeds Korolev on the left wing. It's thrown back into the Dallas end. Zamolik topples his man in the corner. Adams tries to clear the puck, dumps it to the blue line, but not out. It's kept in by Korolev. Igor Korolev to the top of the circle. It comes to Manson at the left point. A slap shot. And a save by Moog. The rebound is knocked wide right in front. And finally it's stolen by Modano and cleared all the way down the ice to ease the pressure. 43 seconds left to go in the Gagne penalty call. There's no score here in the first period. Lead pass to center. Stolen by Guy Carbonneau. He's in alone. A shot and a save. A goal off the arm of Habibulin. Nick Habibulin made the stop, and it bounced off the underside of his arm and into the net. And Guy Carbonneau scores the first Dallas Stars goal of this 1995-96 season.
And a hug from a good friend and former teammate Craig Ludwig. Carbonneau, who was picked up just a few days ago from the St. Louis Blues, a trade made as Paul Broughton went there. Guy Carbonneau makes the steal, goes in on the forehand, makes Habibulin wait, and then pulls it across his body and tucks it inside. Carbonneau last season was with St. Louis. He's another in a long line of Montreal acquisitions. Longtime captain of the Canadiens, two-time Stanley Cup champion, has put the Dallas Stars on top early.
Habibulin just ran out of hang time there in that net. Carbonneau held the puck for what seemed like forever before he finally took the shot. And the Stars have taken a 1-0 lead. Went right off the arm of Habibulin into the net. Here's Darren Quint back at the point. That's a shorthanded goal for Dallas. Quint, as the power play continues, back to Manson. Now delivers to the near corner. It's taken off the near boards and cleared all the way down the ice by Carbonneau. And back inside the Jet zone. Penalty's over, so as Manson touches up, icing is the call with 13:24 left to go here in the first period.
Well, Guy Carbonneau spent his first 12 National Hockey League seasons with the legendary Canadiens. He was a member of 2 Stanley Cup winning teams in '86 and '93. He was a roommate of Bob Gainey's, and Bob considers him a good friend. Carbo trails only Gainey in number of Frank Selke Trophy honors. Gainey won the first 4 NHL trophies as the game's best offensive defenseman. And Carbonneau, or defensive forward rather, and Carbonneau has won 3. Among active NHL players, only Boston's Ray Bourque, Washington's Dale Hunter have more consecutive postseason appearances than Guy Carbonneau, a man for all seasons.
I can't think of a better way for him to break into the Dallas Stars lineup than in his first game to steal the puck and scores shorthanded.
He is a defensive specialist. You will see him kill a lot of penalties this year. And you're right, Mike, good way to start.
Here's Gagne, a drop pass inside the blue line of Winnipeg, and Jim Storm is over to chase it. Here's Storm back to Darian Hatcher, side of the net for Gagne, and his shot is deflected wide. Now it's Shannon working it up the boards. Jere Lehtinen back to play it, brings it over to Storm. Storm back in the corner. Eastwood sweeps it away, and Eastwood starts now into forward gear for Winnipeg. Brings it on to center ice. The pass ahead to Darren Shannon. Shannon across the blue line. Stolen puck, and Gagne turns to start back now with Storm. Here comes Storm to center. Stars want a line change. Storm throws it all the way down the ice. Gilchrist back to chase it, but Craig Mills is in there first. He's bumped off the puck. A shot goes wide of the Winnipeg goal from Churla. And now Shannon works it onto center ice, and it's back into the Dallas zone for Kevin Hatcher. 1-0, Stars leading, 12:28 to play here in the first period. Puck cleared across the line, back in the Winnipeg zone. Newman's back to chase it. Wings it off the glass. Gilchrist bowled over on the play. Hit hard by Jim McKenzie. Now we have a penalty call coming from referee Don Koharski, and it's going to be high sticking. And the players converge at center ice, and Jason Doig is getting right in there to talk to Kevin Hatcher up close, and Doig wants to make his presence felt, but it appears that the Dallas Stars are going to go on their first power play of this season. We'll be back with more after these messages on the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
Trained my boy McNeely to go toe-to-toe with the champ, and he did for 89 seconds. He didn't back down from any combinations thrown at him, and he ain't backing down from this one.
There's a new stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. Not just cheese, but pepperoni baked right into the crust.
So good you'll eat it backwards. Show him, kid.
Oh, boy. The new 1-2 combination cheese and pepperoni stuffed crust pizza.
Hey, McNeely, how many slices am I holding?
This is great, man. Great seats, cold Miller Lite.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, though, when the ticket said limited view, I was a little worried. Yeah, me too. But this worked out great. Yeah.
Miller Lite. Its great taste is what you'd expect from the #1 beer in Texas.
Any idea what the score is?
We've got Miller Lite. We're in Texas.
Yeah. Life is good.
Jack at Work, Tuesdays at 5 on News 4 Texas.
Brent Gilchrist took exception to a hit from former teammate Jim McKenzie. Gilchrist gets up right in front of Don Koharski and puts the stick up underneath Jimmy Mack's chops. That draws Koharski's attention, and the 2-minute minor on Gilchrist of the Stars for high sticking. Jets going on their second power play of the evening.
Second retaliation instance that we've seen from the Dallas Stars tonight. I thought that was going to be a Winnipeg penalty, but Gilchrist draws it and coming up with the high stick. Winnipeg with the man advantage, and here comes Newman to start out. Long lead pass too far for Solani, all the way down the ice. Darian Hatcher is there, touches it up, and icing is the call, and the faceoff comes back inside the Winnipeg zone.
Teemu Solani is a guy that the Winnipeg Jets are going to count on heavily this season. You know, he's 2 years removed, Mike, from that season where he scored 76 goals. When he came on the scene, everybody went crazy. Now, you know it's going to be tough to keep up a goal-a-game pace, but they say here in Winnipeg that a goal every other game is unacceptable from Teemu Solani, and they want to see more offense, more scoring from him, who last year saw his teammate Jamnov take the scoring lead away from him.
Jets still with a man advantage, but the Stars have a 1-0 lead here in the first period. Alexei Zhamnov gets across the blue line to Korolev. He fires! Andy Moog with a stick save. The puck cleared to the far boards, and Jere Lehtinen of Dallas clears it all the way down the ice to ease the pressure. All right, the penalty killers change up now as Bob Gainey sends out Greg Adams up front, along with Mike Modano. It's Darian Hatcher with Craig Ludwig. Lead pass goes left side, and here's Solani for the Jets to the blue line of Dallas. He's inside the Stars zone. Solani throws it behind the net and banks it off the boards to Newman and back at the right point. Teppo Newman, slap shot. That's blocked by Greg Adams. Played back to the near corner. Sent to the blue line again for Newman. Right side pass. Knocked free by the stick of Craig Ludwig and cleared to the far boards. With the puck is Igor Korolev. He tries to find Solani, and the puck is stolen by Modano. Dumps to the point, but it's kept in. Now Newman again with it. Feeds it over to Zhamnov. Zhamnov back to Solani. Teemu Selanne at the side of the net. Doan tried to wrap it around, but Ludwig knocks it free. Now back to Selanne. Selanne back to Shandorf, and his drive is caught by the glove of Moog, and he hangs on to stop play with 29 seconds to go in the Gilchrist minor penalty for high sticking.
Andy Moog is getting some help from his friends on the penalty killing, and again, it's Craig Ludwig who is able to put his body across. Doan has not played against Craig Ludwig before, or he forgot about what kind of a player Craig Ludwig is. Ludwig, who had 2 goals last season, which were his most since the 91-92 campaign, really isn't cause for celebration for Luddy. He'd take a blocked shot or a blocked pass like that any day of the week. Good shift again for the veteran.
From the draw, the Jets keep it in, and here's Manson right side. Quint with a hot drive, and that's blocked by Moog's stick to the corner. Now over to Doug Zamolik. Here's Zamolik to tie it up, works it loose to Lettinen, and it's bounced off his stick to Kevin Hatcher, and Kevin Hatcher slaps it all the way down the rink. Only 10 seconds to go, and then Gilchrist will be back on the ice for the Dallas Stars. They're short-handed right now. Here's a lead pass to center. Kevin Hatcher takes over and dumps it right back into the Jets' end. All right, the penalty's over. Gilchrist is back on the ice, and the Stars are at full strength. Lead pass to center ice. Gilchrist cuts that off, dumps it onto the Jets' line, right in front of the Winnipeg bench. Todd Harvey in to throw a hit to Mike Stapleton, bumps him off the puck, and Gilchrist trails back into his own zone to get it. Here's a lead pass right side, off Harvey's stick to center, played by Darren Quint. Quint passes to center ice for Manson, backs it up to Eastwood. Now to Quint to the right wing and Shannon. Here comes Shannon across the line. Tries to center. It's between the skates of Kevin Hatcher. He goes to the corner after it. From the side of the net, Darren Shannon firing into the top corner of the goal as Moog was already down, trying to slide across. And the Jets have tied this game at 1-1.
Darren Shannon, who is playing in his 18th career game against the Stars, just scored his 8th career point against the Stars. He winds up starting to play on his knees from the boards to Moog's left, fires it all the way across. Eastwood fires it back across to him on the longest give and go you'll ever see. Shannon, camped outside the left post, is able to come in and from a bad angle, stick it up behind Moog to tie the game.
The call on the goal coming momentarily. Darren Shannon's first at 10:20. Back inside the Dallas zone, Modano tries to work it free. It settles to the side of the net, and Habibulin freezes the puck to stop play.
His first of the season, scored by number 34, Darren Shannon. Assist number 32, Mike Eastwood. And number 22, Craig Mills. Time to goal, 10 minutes, 20 seconds. With that goal,
so Mills and Eastwood get the assists on the Darren Shannon goal. Here's Ledger to drive that goes wide of the Jets' net. Now played to the corner for Greg Adams. Poked in behind the goal. It's picked up there by Dave Manson. Manson tries to start out. Mills works it free to Shannon. He dumps into the Dallas end. Ludwig can't get a glove on it. Has to go chase the puck. As Moog settles it down, Ludwig clears it the length of the ice. Line change for both sides now, as the Stars and Jets send out new troops, and here's Harvey to steal at the blue line of Winnipeg. Knocked away by Mike Kennedy. The puck goes to the corner and cleared by Mike Stapleton all the way down the ice back into the Dallas zone. Darian Hatcher is back to pick it up. 1-1 score. The Jets have outshot the Stars 8-6. 8:35 to play here in period 1. Now Mike Stapleton with the puck in his own zone. Over to Jim McKenzie. McKenzie went to Pittsburgh after leaving Dallas, briefly with the Islanders during training camp, and then acquired here from New York from the waiver draft. Stapleton throws a hit on Harvey. Here's a shot by McKenzie, and that's deflected and goes up into the seats, out of play. This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
When it comes to covering the stories important in your hometown, there's only one news team that gives you more local news than anyone else. News 4 Texas. We built the largest news-gathering organization in Texas just to cover the big story. And when news breaks, we'll be on the scene with live reports. Now you can watch the news when it's convenient for you, because we bring you more news than any other station. After all, Texas is a big state. Someone has to cover it. News 4 Texas.
Don't let them tell you it's going to be easy. There are no shortcuts or magic formulas. Making money takes research, intellect, and hard work. Any investment firm that tells you differently is telling you they have no intention of working hard on your behalf. Before you hand them your money, examine their work ethic. Be certain they have one.
Smith Barney, they make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
Well, it isn't a hockey game until Todd Harvey gets hit. Boom. He gets hit against the boards. Now, Mike Ford. Now, Todd Harvey's ready to go. Boy, does he have a look of intensity on his mug.
Face off to Andy Moog's right, and Gagne works against Turcotte. The puck goes to the far boards, and at the point, here's a slap shot off the stick of Moog into the net for a goal. Jason Doig scored 13 goals last season with Laval in junior hockey, and there's his first NHL goal. And the Jets take the lead 2-1.
Well, Doig's a guy that played in the preseason, didn't score a single point in 7 preseason games. This is what they call a seeing eye single kind of a puck. Out to the point, Doig just sneaks it through everybody. Moog's looking through a crowd, doesn't have his stick on the ice, and Doig, the big pump, the big victory pump after the first goal scored by the rookie to take a 2-1 lead.
Doig back at his own blue line now to get the puck, and he's playing with a lot of confidence right now. The puck dumped back inside the Dallas end. Kevin Hatcher is on to retrieve it. Clears to the right wing boards for Teppo Numminen. Numminen has to chase it onto center ice. Kevin Hatcher back to take it now for the Dallas Stars. 2-1, the Jets have the lead here. 7:35 to go in the first period. Mike Forens with Ralph Strangis from the Winnipeg Arena. Quick wrist shot right on goal. Andy Moog is able to grab that with the glove, and he holds on to stop the play.
Second goal, his first in the National Hockey League, scored by number 52, Jason Doig.
You know, Mike, I think what we're going to do is call those goals that go through traffic like that, we'll call them a Doig. You know, from now on, for the whole year, we'll just, if any puck gets like that long shot from the point, we'll just say, well, now there was a Doig for you. What do you think? You think we can get it to catch on, or?
Got another weird spelling. That's D-O-I-G.
Yeah.
Just like it sounds, I guess.
A Doig.
You say it like D-O-Y-G, but it's Doig. Jason Doig. 55 points with Laval last season in junior hockey, and he scores one tonight in the National Hockey League, one he'll always remember. Here's Manson back in his own zone. Tkachuk gets the assist at 11:53. Along with Shane Doan. Back come the Jets. Jammed off left side. A shot and a goal. And the Jets are pouring it on. Igor Korolev picks the top corner above Andy Moog's glove. And Andy is suddenly having a rocky time out there. And the Jets are now up 3-1.
Jamnov led this Winnipeg Jets team in scoring last year, and in a big way, he comes down that left wing wall and is able to just crank up that big shot. Borshevsky tries to hit Adams in the Winnipeg zone to set up a break for the Stars, but on the transition game, Korolev is able to use Jamnov as a screen right in front of the goal, and it's Korolev's blast with Jamnov cruising that beats Moog up high. Korolev's goal 1 minute later to make it a 3-1 game.
Number 23, Igor Korolev.
Igor Korolev scoring.
The assist, number 5, Darren Quint. Down to the goal, 12 minutes, 53 seconds.
So a minute later, the Jets score again to make it 3-1. Here's a drive from the point. Down and Mills with a rebound. And he fanned on his shot. Had a chance to pop that in from a close angle. Now Mills to the corner, and Gilchrist is all over him. The puck is knocked free by Eastwood. And outside the line all the way back into the Jets' end. Daryl Shannon retreats after it. Leads it on to center ice. Cavallini topples at the blue line and smothers the puck for a moment. It came out of the zone, then went back in. The Jets were offside on the play. Mills in to give a push now to Paul Cavallini. I'm sure if you ask Andy Moog right now, and he doesn't like to ever give up any goals, but he's not happy about any of these three that have gone in. The first one by Shannon was at such a bad angle, way off to the side. The drive by Doig from the point went off of his stick. Andy never lets that happen. And Korolev's shot, 99 times out of 100 is going to be blocked by the defenseman dropping in front of it like that. But Andy doesn't really like the guys to do that all the time. And this one was a good example. It sailed so far over the defense, just picking the only spot on the top shelf that Andy did not have covered. And I know that he's really bearing down right now. He's not a happy man.
Well, the trademark through Andy Moog's entire career, Mike, is whatever just happened is now over. Let's move on and let's win the hockey game. And I'm sure he'll be able to shake it off as he has in the past.
A lot of goalies get really flustered. You give up 3 like that in the first period. Moog keeps it cool. Here's a shot, and Moog comes up with a big save there to prove that point. He dumps it back into the near corner. Now, on the right wing, here comes Kennedy to the blue line. Doig tries to take him out. Keith Carbonneau carries back to the near boards, hands it off to Harvey. Harvey right in front, a shot, and a goal! Mike Kennedy from Harvey. And the Stars fight back to get right back in the game. It's now 3-2.
Boy, a beautiful pass by Harvey, but I want to take it back to that save that Andy Moog made in his own zone. That was a puck that, if Andy Moog does get flustered, it's 4-1 Winnipeg. Instead, he makes the save, allowing the Stars to spring clear. Carbonneau takes the hit along the sideboards, working it to Harvey in the corner to Habibulin's left. Harv goes back of the goal, is able to center it to a waiting Mike Kennedy, who's uncontested right on the doormat, and he's able to slip it inside the right post. For his first goal of the season, he scored his first NHL goal in his first NHL game in the season opener last year at Vancouver. Does the same again tonight.
Number 39, Mike Kennedy. The assist, number 10, Todd Harvey, and number 21, Guy Carbonneau. Time of the goal, 14 minutes, 6 seconds. The Stars, Kennedy.
So the Stars within 1 now at 3-2, and back comes Dallas on the attack. Jere Lehtinen across the blue line on the right wing, brings it over to Gagne in the corner. Gagne checked by Doan. Shane Doan ties him up. Lehtinen in there to try and move it out. He's held up on the play. And the puck cleared now by Tkachuk up the left boards. Brings it on to Doan. Left wing side to Turcotte. Turcotte a slap shot. And a stick save by Andy Moog. Played back into the corner for Tkachuk. Here's Tkachuk to play it. Cavallini steals the puck. Works it on left side. Brought to center ice, and Manson is there to pick it off. Dumps it back to the Dallas line. Now Cavallini bounces it to center ice. Over on the right wing it comes, and Solani plays it off the left boards into the Dallas zone, and Modano is back to try and sweep it away. Darian Hatcher has it taken loose. Now here's Solani trying to move in front. Nick Borshevsky takes the puck as Grant Ledyard and Darian Hatcher took the man. Now Borshevsky idles behind his own net over to Ledyard. Pops it up the boards to Jim Storm, and Storm works it on to center ice. Jets 3, Stars 2. Here's a lead pass to Solani off his stick back into the Dallas zone, and played by Darian Hatcher to Borshevsky. That pass across 2 lines, and play is called. This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
When you gotta get there this afternoon,
Southwest has a flight that's leaving soon.
or if you like to fly by the light of the moon,
Southwest has a flight that's leaving soon.
you got places to go and people to see.
Southwest has a flight that's leaving soon.
Tune into that Southwest frequency, not just a low-fare airline.
Catch a flight that's leaving soon.
Southwest is the low-fare airline. Little word, big difference. There's no stealing your thunder. Can't be contained. Fill me with wonder. Cool me off like rain. You're the part of me. That's the heart of me. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me. Oh, yeah.
Now, double the entertainment, double the drama, double in the heat of the night. Weeknight.
Just prior to the Stars getting back in the game with Kennedy's proximate goal to cut it to 3-2. Moog has to do the splits in his own zone, coming back strongly after what we talked about, Mike, his ability to shake off bad goals.
Here's a lead pass to Shannon to center ice. Now dumps it across the line, and Ludwig back into the corner to play it. Throws it behind the net. Grant Ledyard back to pick up the puck. He bumps with Mills. Ledyard sends it up the left boards. And Mike Kennedy for Dallas sprints onto center ice. He's in a hurry as he cuts inside the blue line of Winnipeg. Goes to the near corner. Now tied up on the play on the backboards. Checked by Daryl Shannon. Mike Kennedy works it loose, and Mills is back to play it. Kennedy bumps him off the puck. And Daryl Shannon sends it again on the left wing side. Too far for his brother Darren Shannon. Now taken by Ledyard. Ledyard back in the neutral zone. Back skates to his own line and takes the puck. Now starts to center. Slaps it back inside the Winnipeg zone, but the puck goes over the glass and out of play.
Well, Dave Gagne is back, and we sure hope, coming back to his 30-goal-a-season form. Gagne led the Stars in scoring last year. A good season for David. He had 14 goals, 28 assists, 42 points in 48 games played. He's also the only Dallas Star to play in all 48 games last season. And Mike, that was no small feat. All the injuries, all the craziness that happened last year. Gagne, like Moog, a rock in the lineup.
I tell you, you were afraid to breathe the same air as this team last year. You know, it was, everybody was sick, everybody was hurt. Yeah. Here comes Gagne to start out. Stolen puck at the blue line. Tkachuk with a slap shot off the skates of Zamolik. And Tkachuk steals again from Gagne. Now to Turcotte, right in front, backhander. And that's sticked aside by Moog, and the whistle blows. We have an interference penalty call coming, the first one of those for the night. And Don Koharski is again sending a Dallas Star to the bench. This time skating off the ice with the penalty is Jere Lehtinen with an interference call.
Lehtinen got tied up near the Stars' goal. Gagne trying to throw the puck out of the zone. Tkachuk with the steal. He stole it twice in the Dallas zone. Feeds it to Darren Turcotte, who got here last night. Nelson Emerson is gone. Darren Turcotte is here. Tkachuk with the big play. And Lehtinen goes for interference, putting the Jets on their third power play of the night. They're 0 for 2. They have also surrendered a short-handed goal to Guy Carbonneau of the Dallas Stars. That's how this game started. It's 3-2 Jets. They're on the power play.
Brent Gilchrist out to kill the penalty. He'll face off against Korolev and wins the draw. Now brings it back to Ludwig behind the Dallas goal to our left. The puck played off the near boards, popped up into the air, and now back to the ice for Numminen. Numminen side of the net for Dunn. Quick pass across, and Korolev slams it home for an easy score. Moog was sliding across. There was nothing he could do but try and block it. And Korolev left open and quickly putting the Jets in front 4-2 with a power play goal.
Well, folks, don't get fooled. The Dallas Stars are not the kind of team this year that wants to get into any offensive shootout with anybody. They want the game's low scoring. A 4-2 first period plays right into the hands of the Winnipeg Jets. And the Jets are using those passes across the slot. Long passes right behind the Stars' defense. A bouncing puck is grabbed by Korolev to the left of Andy Moog, and again from almost that same angle that the goal was scored earlier by Shannon. The Jets score on the power play.
The Stars' defense are going to have to expand their zone coverage in front of the goal. They're allowing players loose. And were they a step or two closer, they'd be having some contact. As it is, they're allowing them to stand around, and that's how the Jets have scored twice. Shane Doan assisting on the Korolev goal, and Teppo Numminen helping him out as well at 16:56. Now Manson back into his own zone to take it. Winnipeg leads 4-2. A pass for Tkachuk goes too far and is scooped up by Kevin Hatcher back inside the Dallas end. Icing is the call here against the Jets. So the faceoff comes all the way down the ice back into the Winnipeg zone. Guy Carbonneau started things off with the shorthanded effort. Then Darren Shannon, Jason Doig, and Igor Korolev for Winnipeg to make it 3-1. Mike Kennedy came back to make it 3-2. And then Igor Korolev, second of the period, has made it a 4-2 story. Face off to the right side of Nick Habibulin. Guy Carbonneau wins the draw. Back to the blue line. Cavallini's high shot is knocked down in front by Shannon. Here's a rebound off a loose puck. Harvey tries to get it over to Kennedy. Kennedy tied up on the play, taken to the corner by Wilkinson. And the pass goes off the far boards and all the way down the ice into the Dallas end. Darian Hatcher is back to get it. And as he arrives on site to get the puck, Paul Cavallini is whistled for interference for picking off the Winnipeg player who was challenging the Stars coming back on the play, and Cavallini doesn't like the call. Darian Hatcher is going in to get the puck, and Cavallini picks off the man, and Cavallini actually dropped to the ice but slowed down his man, and that's ruled a interference penalty for picking his opponent. A little different than basketball. You can't set a pick. Cavallini's version is that he felt he was moving. He was still skating and didn't feel that he had really picked the man, but interference is the call. Well, the opening week action gets underway. The Stars kick off Oktoberfest with a matchup against the Calgary Flames Tuesday the 10th. On Thursday, the Stars take on Brett Hull and the Blues. And on Saturday, October 14th, it's the Boston Bruins coming to town for their only Dallas appearance of the season. Great seats are still available. Call 214-GO-STARS to get your tickets. At the side of the net, here's a pass knocked down. The puck cleared to the blue line, jammed off a drive. Andy Moog makes the save. Now Ledyard plays it back into the corner, and Newman flips it in behind the goal. Now the puck played as Ludwig is able to bounce it loose. Clears it over to the far boards. Korolev, who has 2 goals in the game, has the puck now. Power play hockey for Winnipeg. Korolev skates across the circle, back to the blue line for Zhamnov at the right point. Alexei Zhamnov skates to center point, fires the shot wide. Now Ledyard is in to get it in the corner. He hands it off to Guy Carbonneau, and he flips it all the way down the ice to ease the pressure. Puck cleared ahead left side. Solani knows he's offside if he takes possession of the puck. Idles until Doan goes back to get it. He was eligible to take it. Solani had been across the line early. Now it comes back to Newman at the point. Jammed off a hot drive wide. Rebound shot wide of the Dallas net. Now played back into the near corner. Here's Solani, a quick shot from in front. Zmolik has covered it just outside the goal crease area. And he smothers the puck with 59.5 seconds to go here in period number 1. And the Stars have had a couple of close calls here in the last few moments. And that cannot make Bob Gainey and the Stars happy. Andy Moog coming out now to talk with Andy McElman, wanting to know about the player taking possession of the puck. And he's arguing with the linesman. It's the linesman's call. Don Koharski is coming in and offering an interpretation. And the faceoff will be held to the right of Moog. Doan was the player who was eligible to take the puck because he was not offside. But his teammate was not eligible to take it. The linesman was pointing at him, saying that he cannot touch the puck, and that's why he didn't play it. I don't think Moog saw the other player coming in from behind and wondered where the other guy came from. Here's Manson. Now over to the corner for Stapleton. Mike Stapleton up the boards, and Darian Hatcher to the blue line. It comes out. Manson has it in his skates. Now backs it up to center ice. 40 seconds left to go here in the first period. Rookie Darren Quint back on defense. Over to Tkachuk. Tkachuk to Manson. Backhands a pass to Guy Carbonneau's stick. Now taken away Stapleton up to Tkachuk. Tkachuk across the Dallas line. Drop past Quint. And his shot is deflected up high and knocked down in behind the net. Now played to the near boards for Stapleton. 20 seconds left in the period. It comes back to the near boards. Here's a centering pass. Gilchrist steals and starts it on to center ice. And now flips it all the way down to ease the pressure. The penalty expires. Cavallini's back on the ice. 7 seconds to go in the period. Jets taking their time, ragging the puck here with only seconds to go in the period. Madonna ties up with Manson. And there's the horn to signal the end of the first period of play. Lots of offense, 6 goals scored in all, and the Jets have a 4-2 lead over the Dallas Stars after 1. Winnipeg outshot Dallas 16-9 in the first period. Back with more hockey coverage from the Winnipeg Arena after we step out for these messages on the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
4th inches, Coach Bannon, he likes to punt.
Huh? No way. Oh! Check this out. Attention, Coach Bannon. Go for it. Be a man.
Oh, what do you know, Steve? They're going to go for it. Just a reminder, when you've got the great taste of an ice cold Miller Lite, life is good.
Do you like my new hat?
Kozak drops back to pass.
Jones is open in the end zone.
Throws it to Jones, who dropped the ball.
Bad call.
Should have punted.
Yep. The Mercedes E-Class, the Acura Legend, the BMW 5 Series, the Lexus LS400, the Infiniti Q45. Our luxury performance sedan outsold each of them in its first model year. Aurora by Oldsmobile. Now the imports are the ones with some catching up to do. It's your money.
Jerry, we're about to meet Freddie Fast.
There he is.
Yeah, you do, man.
Hey, guys, what's in the bag?
McDonald's juicy quarter pounder with cheese.
2 for $2, Mr. Half-size halfback.
Hey, I'll trade you autograph for them.
No way, Mr. Rushmeister.
I'll trade you autograph football.
It's not going to happen here, Rocket Toast.
Season tickets.
Got him.
Skybox?
Now you can convert $2 into 2 hot, tempting quarter pounders with cheese, or 2 morning fresh sausage McMuffins with egg. But the clock's ticking, so hurry.
And this just in. Superstar running back Barry Sanders is involved in some kind of major trade.
Have you had your break today?
Now, when you've finished an ice-cold Dr. Pepper or Diet Dr. Pepper, continue the chill at a Dallas Stars hockey game. Here's what you do. Take any Dr. Pepper or Diet Dr. Pepper can to the Reunion Arena box office. Here's what you get. $5 off all October and November home games. Cool game. Hot ticket. $5 off. Brought to you by the Dr. Pepper Bottling Company of Texas, Fox 4 Texas, and Channel 27, the rising star of Texas. Call 214-GO-STARS for more information.
This Star Treatment interview brought to you by Texas Commerce Bank. Experience Star Treatment.
Back in friendly Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, where the Dallas Stars scored first, shorthanded to take a 1-0 lead over the Winnipeg Jets, but then faster than a Los Angeles jury can say not guilty, the Jets storm back, scoring 3 quick goals, and the score after 1 period of play is 4-2 Winnipeg, the Jets over the Stars. And now I'm proud to welcome the Dallas Stars captain, number 2, Darian Hatcher. And Hatch, you like that one, eh?
Yeah, that's a good one, Ralph.
All right, thank you. The first period was not quite to your liking. This is a team that, despite the changes up front, the Dallas Stars cannot afford to get into a shootout with anybody.
No, no, not exactly. You know, we came out and we got the first goal, and we took a couple penalties that maybe a couple retaliation penalties that, you know, them are tough ones on the team, and I think they took the momentum away from us, and before you know it, it's 3-1 and then 4-2, and you know, we just got to fight back, tighten up our game a little bit in our end, and go from there.
In fairness, there are a lot of new faces in the lineup for the Dallas Stars. Will it take some adjusting?
Well, I mean, you know, we worked on our stuff. We had 9 preseason games, and you know, 2 guys didn't have the chance to play any. But I mean, I think everyone knows what we're doing, and I guess it's easy for me to say because I've been here 5 years and I know the system. But I mean, it may take a little while, but I don't think we can use that as an excuse.
How about the off season for Darian Hatcher? You did a lot of rehabilitation to get the knee back in shape. Is it back in shape, and are you in fact 100% ready to go?
Yeah, I'm as ready as I'm going to get. You know, my knee gets a little sore from time to time, but that's expected like any injury, and it's fine.
You know, you've been playing together with a lot of these guys on the defensive unit, and now your brother Kevin is in his 2nd season. We've talked about the changes up front, but on defense, it's a pretty solid group, isn't it? And what does that do for your chances to play defense back there as a group?
Yeah, we have a really solid group of defensemen, and we have a defenseman sitting out tonight who's a good defenseman as well. I mean, so that just comes to show you the defensive group we have, and you know, I mean, to give up 4 goals in that period, it doesn't say much, but I mean, I think throughout the season you'll see it start to show.
Is it a little bit tough though when you come into a building like this? Their opening night, you got to wait and wait and wait for the game to get started.
Yeah, it is, but we knew it beforehand, and you know, we were ready for it. We came out and got the first goal, and you know, so you can't use that as an excuse either. So, you know, we just thought bear down here in the 2nd period, and you know, it's only a 2-goal lead. We're capable of scoring 2 more goals to tie it up, and we can even go ahead. We just got to start doing some little stuff better.
Well, Darian, we wish you all the best tonight in the hockey game. You got a couple of periods left. Go out there and go get them.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ralph.
That is the captain of the Dallas Stars, Darian Hatcher, who, for being our guest, will receive a $100 gift certificate from the good folks at The Room Store. And when we come back, we'll have more. The Dallas Stars and the Winnipeg Jets opening night from Winnipeg, Manitoba. More when we continue our coverage on the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
Time ago, someone went around and made up words for everything. Then they came to Louisiana, a state that has a way with words. Here we call our town square the Boucaré. We explore the Atchafalaya in the heart of Cajun country. For lunch, we have a soft drink and a po' boy. And we call our great outdoors Kisatchie. So come have a good time in Louisiana and say things you've never seen before. For your free Louisiana tour guide, call this toll-free number today.
A quick lesson in philanthropy. Your one gift to United Way multiplies 1,000 times each day, every day of the year. Caring has never been so easy. United Way, you positively will make a difference.
I tell you, it's not easy being a rock. Ooh, that's cold. No respect at all. My whole life, I keep getting stepped on. Oh, look at me. I'm a mess. Lady, we've been through this before. Spray-ons, rub-ins, they make things worse. Oh, I need the rug doctor. Yeah, here it comes. Oh, Loa, you are there. Oh, not here. Go find a tree. Hey, lady, better keep the rug doctor around.
Stop by your nearest Tom Thumb Food and Pharmacy. Go by McDonald's and ask for the Super State Fair discount. That's $2 off the price of an adult admission, and one child gets in free with a paid adult ticket. Coupons available while supplies last.
This is Channel 27, ADFI TV.
Well, our Minyard Food Stores trivia question for tonight. Against which team has Andy Moog recorded the most career wins? Do you think you know that one? Think back over Andy Moog's career. Remember that he played for Edmonton. Remember that he played for Boston for a number of years. Who would he have recorded the most career wins against? We'll give you that answer a little bit later on. Mike Forens welcoming you back once again to Dallas Stars hockey. Not the first period that they had hoped for in their first game of the season, although it started out that way. With Guy Carbonneau scoring a shorthanded goal to get them going, it looked like just the type of Dallas Stars hockey that they would like to have had. But then all of a sudden the floodgates opened when the Jets started using a lot of wide passes across the goal mouth, making the Stars defense move around. Moog had a couple of tough ones get past him. Suddenly they're down with a lot of power play problems. Only had a couple of obstruction calls. One really, a couple of interference calls, but one that really was technically labeled obstruction. And that came in a situation where Paul Cavallini tried to pick off his man. Now, Cavallini has to keep skating. And his version of this is, although he may have picked off the man, he felt that he went with him for a while and tied up Mike Stapleton, but Stapleton actually got past him. Cavallini opened up his arms and tried to let him go, meaning that he didn't want to try and be in any way faulted for stopping Mike Stapleton, but Don Koharski was not fooled and said that's obstruction. Paul didn't like the call. So the whistle blew and Cavallini went down with a minor penalty for obstruction interference. Well, calendar night is coming up on the Stars season opener when they take on the Calgary Flames on Tuesday night. And don't forget, the Flames were last season's Pacific Division leader. And every fan who attends the game will receive a full-color Dallas Stars calendar courtesy of Light Ice. Don't miss the action or the fun. This is the calendar you want hanging in your kitchen. Game time is 7:30 p.m. And the answer to our Minyard Food Stores trivia question. Which team has Andy Moog recorded the most career wins against? Well, it happened when he was a member of the Boston Bruins. They beat up on Quebec a lot back then. Andy has 28 victories over the Quebec Nordiques. More hockey coverage coming your way after these messages on the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
Taste the difference authenticity makes.
Both my parents came from Sicily. And while my mother made very good sauce, your delicious Classico pasta sauce has a definite edge over hers.
And now try new Classico di Firenze, a flavorful Florentine spinach and cheese recipe from that Renaissance city. And from the sunny hills of Milano, the inspiration for new Classico garden zucchini and Parmesan. Both rich in flavor and tradition. Taste the difference authenticity makes with Classico.
Stop doing that. Just say it.
Delivery, delivery.
Now get the Pizza Salad Special. 2 Little Caesars pizzas and a Fresh Express farm salad, all for one low price.
Now at Little Caesars, get 1 large pizza with 1 topping of your choice, plus a full order of crazy bread for only $7.99 delivered.
Pizza.
Worried that someone you know has a drinking problem? Watch for these signs. Lies about drinking. Performs poorly at work. Tries to stop drinking but can't. Avoids family and friends. Accelerates use of alcohol. Suffers memory lapses. Loses control. If someone you love has a problem with alcohol or other drugs, Charter can help you find the right resources. Call 1-800-CHARTER today.
It's a season full of excitement, and the Cowboys are heading for the top once again. 2 Super Bowl rings just aren't enough. Watch the Barry Switzer Show each week as the head coach takes you inside the playbook. You'll meet the coaches, the players, and find out how they plan to carry the Dallas Cowboys to another championship. Don't miss out. Be a part of the team by watching the Barry Switzer Show.
Sunday at 10:30 on Fox 4 Texas.
Mike Fornes welcoming you back once again to the Dallas Stars Hockey Network. It's a 4-2 Winnipeg Jets lead at the end of 1 period of play. Our out-of-town scores, as always, are brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And we have a number of games taking place around the league tonight. A couple of them are finals. The Boston Bruins and New York Islanders went 4-4 this afternoon. Cam Neely had a hat trick in that contest, played at the new Fleet Center, the first hockey game ever in that building in Boston. Elsewhere, the Rangers and the Hartford Whalers are scoreless in the second period of their contest. Mike Richter is in goal against Sean Burke. Toronto Maple Leafs are trailing the Pittsburgh Penguins in period number 1. It's a 4-2 Pittsburgh lead. Tom Barrasso is in goal for the Penguins, and Felix Potvin in the net for Toronto. Buffalo Sabres and Ottawa Senators are scoreless. That also a first period score. It's Beaupre against Hasek. Philadelphia leads Montreal 3-0 in the first. Lindros has a goal and an assist in that game. Hextall against Patrick Waugh in the nets. This afternoon, Martin Brodeur shut out the Florida Panthers. The Devils beat them 4-0 in the home opener for New Jersey. And St. Louis is trailing Washington at the US Air Arena 1-0. The Capitals have the lead in that game. Jim Carey against Grant Fuhr. Calgary and Tampa Bay 1-1. That's now a second period score in that game. Hoopa against Kidd. And Chicago and San Jose later on tonight. Likewise, Colorado at Los Angeles. Ralph and I will be back to bring you the second period of this evening's contest after these messages.
As a rule, engines develop good torque only when you push hard on the accelerator. But even at idle speed, a Dodge Magnum V8 can pull not only this loaded Ram 1500, but this loaded 2500 and a loaded 3500 as well. 15 tons. That's because every Ram truck has to pull much more than its own weight, even at idle speed. That's our rule. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
In South Dallas, a lot of folks like to work on their cars, and a lot of them come to AutoZone. They save money on top quality parts, and they find helpful people like Rocky Brown. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Rocky's the kind of guy folks go out of their way to see. He's good at solving problems, and he really knows his parts. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Let's get out of here! Why? The noise! Okay! Hey, man! I got you light ice! Go!
Miller Light Ice, the taste that goes all out when you're out.
This is a lot better! Yeah! Much louder!
Miller light ice. The night is young.
Diet Dr. Pepper, the taste you've been looking for.
Winnipeg Jets 4 and the Dallas Stars 2 after one period of play. And Mike Fornes, the Jets really jumped on the Stars after the Stars struck first.
Well, in that first period, Winnipeg outshot Dallas 16-9. They out-hit the Stars 8-4. Dallas won 13 faceoffs while the Jets claimed 11. The Stars didn't have a chance on the power play, and Winnipeg went 1 for 4. Dallas Stars hockey is brought to you by the new Dodge. See your friendly Dodge dealer today, where the rules have changed. We're underway now with the second period. The puck cleared back into the Dallas zone to our right. Grant Ledyard skates it out of his own zone up to center ice for Nick Borshevsky. Here's Borshevsky trying to charge past Daryl Shannon. It's jammed up. The puck goes to the corner. Modano back to the point now for Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher over to Modano on the right wing. Here's a slap shot right through the crowd on net, and Habibulin makes the save. And the puck cleared all the way down back inside the Dallas end. Moog out to sweep it over to Grant Ledyard. Flips it on to center ice. Mike Eastwood plays it to the near boards. It's dumped by Wilkinson all the way down and back into the Stars end of the rink. Out of the Dallas zone comes Modano to center. He drives it back inside Winnipeg ice. Now into the corner for Stapleton. Knocked loose to Modano. Walks in. Can't get the shot off. And the puck played to the corner for King. Chris King winds up. Clears it all the way down. 49 seconds left to go in the Winnipeg penalty call to Dave Manson for holding Modano's stick at the 20-minute mark of the first period. Here comes Storm to center ice. Left wing side. Dumps it back into the Dallas zone or into the Winnipeg zone, and it's Habibulin to play it off the boards for King. King on to center. Stapleton gets bumped with a hit from Darian Hatcher. Now Jere Lehtinen back in his own zone. Jets get jammed up in their line change. Now they've got it straightened out. They have the proper number of players on the ice, and Jim Storm works across the line, throwing the puck into the corner. Now Habibulin over to flip it up, and it goes over the glass into the crowd. And that puck was not touched on the way. It's an automatic minor penalty against the Jets goalkeeper for delaying the game.
Good break for the Dallas Stars, who can use a break. It is an automatic call. Habibulin goes to clear the puck. It's got to hit something if he flips it up and out of play without it touching a player in play. Part of the boards or part of the glass. It's an automatic delay of game penalty. Nikolai Habibulin gets caught for the delay of game. Well, folks, we don't want you to get caught flat-footed. Don't miss any of the action opening week as the Dallas Stars kick off October 5th with a matchup against the Calgary Flames opening night this Tuesday, October 10th. Thursday, the Stars take on Brett Hull and the St. Louis Blues. And Saturday, the Boston Bruins in their only Dallas appearance of the season. Great seats are still available at the usual outlets: Reunion Arena box office, Dillard's, Incredible Universe stores in Dallas and Arlington, the Dr. Pepper Star Center, or call right now 214-GO-STARS. Be a part. There are a limited number of tickets that have been released for opening night, Tuesday night, as well as the games for the rest of the week. But call right now if you want to get in on the action. 214-GO-STARS.
Power play hockey for the Dallas Stars for the first time this season with two men. They've got a two-man advantage going here as Ledyard winds up and fires. That's off the chest of Habibulin. Rebound swept away wide and now chipped out of the zone to center ice and cleared by Teppo Numminen. All right, the penalty expires to Manson, so now it's back to a one-man advantage. But still lots of power play time here to start this period for Dallas. Harvey keeps it going. Now back to Kevin Hatcher at the right point. And Hatcher is unable to grab the puck. It's cleared all the way back into the Stars' end. And Grant Ledyard back to retrieve it. 4-2 the score. The Jets have the lead here early on in the second period. Grant Ledyard stick handles to his own line to center. Now inside the Winnipeg zone. Has to chase it on back to center ice. Pushed back into his own end by the forechecking of Mike Stapleton. Now Mike Modano comes on to help him out. Here's Modano's stick handling. Takes a spill. The puck comes to Ledyard. He drives it all the way down back into the Winnipeg zone. Now into the corner for King. Chris King over to Newman. Angles it off the boards to the point. Kept in by Ledyard. Stapleton knocks it down. And the puck cleared back to center. King racing after Kevin Hatcher. And Newman carries the puck into the Dallas zone. Offside against the Jets.
Well, Chris King was just appointed the captain of these Winnipeg Jets. He's a rough and tough customer and an in-your-face kind of a hockey player, and the kind of hockey player that since coming here to Winnipeg has really drawn so much fan support, and it caught the eye of his head coach Terry Simpson, who named him the Winnipeg Jets captain. He is playing in his 29th career game against the Stars tonight. Has never scored a goal against Dallas.
Jets take the face-off. Now here's Daryl Shannon back into his own zone. Sends it off the board right in front of the Dallas bench. Comes into the Stars zone. Gagne's back to take it. Here's Dave Gagne. Works to center. Has his stick knocked free. Grabs it now as Turcotte starts back. His long slap shot. Right on. Moog makes the save. Here's Turcotte chasing the puck to the corner. Now Turcotte turns, fires, and Moog makes the save with his stick. Brings it off to Cavallini behind the net. Paul Cavallini stick handles out of his own zone to center on the right wing to Gagne. It's Gagne into the far corner. Lugs it behind the goal to Darian Hatcher. He throws it off the side of the Winnipeg net, and it clears all the way out to center ice. Cavallini back into his own zone again to take it. Paul Cavallini, penalty expiring, and the Jets now back at full strength. Lead pass to center for Jim Storm, cut off by Shannon. And Shannon takes it back into the Dallas zone. Now Mike Eastwood in front to Shannon. He's alone. He fires. Andy Moog stops him with a stick save. In behind the net for Carbonneau. Carbonneau tries to work it loose. Over to Storm. Storm has it knocked free. Now back to Quint at the point. Here's Darren Quint. His shot's knocked down by Storm and sent on to center ice. Manson's play is broken up by Carbonneau, and the Stars have been nailed for too many players on the ice. Jere Lehtinen was headed to the box, and the player who jumped on played the puck in his place, and Dallas will again serve a minor penalty. This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
All right, guys, we got a 34-minute turnaround on this one. Let's do it.
It can be 5 below zero or coming down in buckets. It doesn't matter. It doesn't buy you another second out here. But time isn't everything. Getting the job done right is. And passengers don't really see this.
Have a late bag on your way back.
No problem, Jerry. I'll take care of it.
It's a rare moment when they see us at all. But not a second goes by that we're not looking out for them.
All right, you ready? Here we go. 2 seconds left. The ball on the 34-yard line. Whoa, and they're going for a 51-yarder. A 51-yard field goal that could hand them the championship.
The crowd is on its feet.
Gonzalez sets his steps.
No way. No way.
There's the snap. The kick is up.
No matter what the game, the basic gear for sports nuts is Sports Day. In the Dallas Morning News.
My, what a story!
And the crowd goes
Look
wild.
at Gonzalez. That's what this game is all about.
Jack at Work, Tuesdays at 5 on News 4 Texas.
Andy Moog keeps it a 4-2 hockey game. Winnipeg in the lead, threatening to go up 5-2. Darren Shannon gets in behind everybody. Moog stands his ground about a foot out in front of the goal line, right in the middle of his crease, to make a big save.
Here's Jamnoff to wheel in his own end. Now starts out. Jets have the power play once more. The Stars are shorthanded with a penalty call taken for too many players on the ice. Penalty against the Dallas bench is being served by Shane Churla. The puck sent back inside the Dallas zone. Moog lets it go off the side of the net. Ludwig is there, flips it off the boards to the point. Jamnoff keeps it in. Ludwig knocks down Doan on the play. Shane Doan over into the corner for Solani. Teemu Solani, top of the circle. Right side pass for Newman, and stolen puck by Carbonneau. Clears to the point, but not out. Now Newman keeps it in. That's stolen by Ludwig, and he flips it all the way down the ice. 1 minute to go in the penalty call, served by Shane Churla. Igor Korolev back in his own zone. Spins to try and avoid Adams. A pass right in front of the net. Played off the right wing boards now for Solani from Manson. Teemu Solani works to center, gets across the blue line over on the right wing. Solani chases it behind the goal. Back to the point it comes. Here's Manson, a drive and a pad save by Moog. Rebound to Solani. Over to the right point to Zhamnov. Now Alexei Zhamnov to Solani, back into the right wing corner. Back to Zhamnov. Korolev trading passes now to Zhamnov at the point. Manson, a hot drive. Blocker save by Moog. Clear to the blue line. Over to Zhamnov. He shoots. Great glove save. Moog snares that one up about face level and holds on.
Well, I'll tell you, the Winnipeg Jets with a lot of pressure, but Andy Moog is standing tall. Don't miss your chance, folks, to win a trip for two to Europe by playing American Airlines Breakaways. You remember the favorite game that lets people win a trip for two to an exotic dream destination? Well, the Dallas Stars take on the Calgary Flames on Tuesday night, October 10th. It's opening night, and when you attend the game, be sure to pick up your baggage claim tag at the entrance. It could turn out to be your ticket to Europe. Call 214-GO-STARS for opening night and a possible chance to fly away to Europe. Boy, that's exciting stuff, Mike, once again.
Glad to have those folks back on board with us again this season. We had a nice trip up here.
Oh, yeah.
Very pleasant weather here in Winnipeg today. Sunny skies. Nice fall weather, a little crisp. The leaves changing, and many of them are falling. Puck cleared back into the Dallas zone, and Ledyard is there to get it. Now sends it off the right wing boards. Too far for Shane Churla. Tkachuk with a pass to center. Dumps it back into the Dallas zone. Played behind the net. Ledyard tries to keep it going, and we have a whistle now and an interference penalty call coming against Winnipeg, I do believe, for that hit thrown near the Dallas net, and Mike Stapleton is headed off the ice. Interference is the call.
And the Dallas Stars will go on their third power play of the hockey game. Tried to get things cranked up a little bit when this period began. Stapleton, interference to call. Time of the call, 6 minutes and 40 seconds of the second period. The Stars have been shorthanded 5 times in the hockey game tonight. The Jets are 1 for 5. Stapleton takes the third minor penalty of the evening for Winnipeg. And the Dallas Stars are 0 for 2 on their previous chances. But, Mike, this is what they need to get back in the game. They need to get the power play going. 1 goal here, and they're right back in it at 4-3.
Gagne's out there with Adams and Jere Lehtinen. The blue liners are Grant Ledyard with Kevin Hatcher. Puck thrown back into the Dallas zone, and Kevin Hatcher's back to play it. Brings it over now to Grant Ledyard. Ledyard stick handles, moves on to center ice, and flips it across the line, back inside the Winnipeg zone. Now Shannon to the corner, checked off the play, played up the near boards for Eastwood. He taps on to center ice. Ledyard is back to get it now for the Dallas Stars. Right wing side to Kevin Hatcher. Slides a pass to Adams on his backhand. Adams inside the zone of Winnipeg. Over to the right wing boards. Checked on the play as Gagne comes in to try and move it back to the point. Slap shot and a goal! A boomer from the point by Kevin Hatcher with the extra man advantage. And Hatcher fires one past Khabibulin. The Stars are back to 4-3.
Just like we said, all they need to do is get something there, and it's one big blast from the guy who led the Stars defenseman in scoring last season. He had 10 goals, 19 assists, 29 points, and Big Kevin steps into it from the right point and is able to just overpower Khabibulin, who can't react, and pops that Gatorade bottle straight up in the air. Big shot by Kevin Hatcher.
Scored unassisted by number 4, Kevin Hatcher. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 21 seconds.
Well, that's just what the Stars needed, a power play goal. And coming from back on the blue line, Kevin Hatcher brings it up to 4-3. From the faceoff, Darian Hatcher with the puck now and rushes up to center ice. Has it knocked free by Darren Quint. Mike Kennedy takes charge along the boards and passes it back into the near corner for Kennedy. Now played out of the zone to center ice. Darian Hatcher dumping it to the blue line of Winnipeg. Tkachuk back to his own end. Over to Darren Quint. Here comes Quint to center. Quint drives it back inside the Dallas end. Shane Doan back to get it. Doan tries to center, and the puck is knocked loose, and Quint is on to take it. Now it's sent over the Dallas goal and in behind the net. Turcotte back to pick it up. Checked by Kennedy on the play. Into the corner comes Cavallini. Now Doan bumped off the puck. Kennedy's helmet has been knocked off. The play continues to the corner. Todd Harvey arrives on the scene to try and move it out. Tkachuk has him held up with his stick, and here comes Mike Kennedy on to center. Kennedy dumps it across the line. Right wing corner. In on Manson. He fires, and the shot's deflected wide by Habibulin. Back to the left point. A drive by Gilchrist is played wide. Shane Churla in to chase Darren Quinn off the puck. It's centered in front of the net, and Manson is there to play it. Leads it on to center ice. The pass gets under the stick of Solani and sails all the way back into the Dallas zone. Bill Heward is out there now for Dallas as the hitting is picked up. Shane Churla is dropped to the ice back inside the Dallas zone, and the whistle blows and play is called. It's going to be a tripping minor here against Darren Turcotte of the Winnipeg Jets. Back with the Dallas power play after these messages.
You know, at AutoZone, we know our customers work just as hard as we do. So we're open when they need us, at night and on Sundays. And since 2 million folks each week count on AutoZone for what they need when they need it, we're not about to let them down. That's why we carry so many parts and why we price them so low every day. You see, selling top quality parts at low prices every day is how we make a living. But helping customers, well, that's how we make friends.
There are a lot of compelling reasons for buying a Dodge Ram. A potent line of Magnum engines, the most available towing of any pickup, payload capacity of up to 2.5 tons. But perhaps the weightiest argument is this. Dodge Ram has higher resale than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. The rules have indeed changed.
Darren Turcotte is in the box for tripping. Bob Gainey's Stars, who just got within 1 on Kevin Hatcher's power play goal, get to try it again. This time for the 4-4 tie if they can convert on the man advantage.
Stars are 1 for 3 on the power play. They have 4 power play shots so far, and they need one here. Here's Ledyard backing it up to Kevin Hatcher, who scored with the man advantage moments ago. Mike Modano. Forechecked on the play by Darren Shannon. The pass led ahead to Grant Ledyard on the right wing. Here's Ledyard over to Modano on the right side. Back to the blue line for Kevin Hatcher. Fakes the shot and brings it over now to Modano on the right board. Modano into the corner. A pass knocked away. Borshevsky reaching for it. Gets help from Ledyard. He keeps it in the zone. As drive right on. Habibulin the save. Modano cross-check to the ice in front. Another Winnipeg penalty. Cross-checking is the call. And the Stars will have a 2-man advantage now. Joining Darren Turcotte in the box is going to be another Winnipeg player who cross-checked Mike Modano down to the ice right in front of the net.
Well, Mike Modano was calling for Ledyard to shoot the puck because he was behind Shannon. Daryl Shannon comes in with the cross-check behind Modano, but the puck looked like it was going to leave the zone. When Ledyard kept it in, Modano went straight for the net and motioned Ledyard to throw it that way. Granny from the point fired it at the goal, and Modano got hit from behind.
Cross-checking.
So Shannon goes for cross-checking, and the Stars have a 2-man advantage with Shannon and Turcotte in the box.
Well, the table's really set for the Stars to tie the game now, Ralph. They've been badly outshot, 22-13 at this point in the game. And now with a 2-man advantage, a great chance to pour it on here and see if they can't squeeze something by Habibulin and get this game tied up.
Well, you know, Mike, so many times over the course of a hockey game, there are the defining moments, the points at which the opportunity presents itself. Doesn't have to be in the final minute or 2 of play of a period. When you've got a 2-man advantage and you've just scored already to make it a 4-3 game, this is the part where the Stars really could do themselves some good. Yes?
I was just going to say that I was afraid that one of the defining moments of this game was going to be right before we went on the air when you spilled your Diet Coke all over everything up here.
Well,
what was that all about?
It's the first time I've done it. I think with you, it's
the first year.
Yeah, well, since the first year. I did it the one time the first year, but I've been pretty good. But tonight you're right, and we almost zapped out all the equipment.
Here's Kevin Hatcher at the blue line. Walks in, feeds to the left side for Harvey. Now back to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher winds, fires through the crowd, right on a shot, and it goes! Mike Modano on the rebound from the Hatcher shot, and the Stars tie the game at 4.
200 feet away at the other end of the ice, Andy Moog is banging his stick. He made some big saves to keep the team in the hockey game after the Jets went up 4-2. And now the Dallas Stars have tied the game with a two-man advantage. Puck gets worked out to the center point to Kevin Hatcher. He'll wait. He sees Modano there. Puck comes off of Habibulin's pads right to Modano's forehands. He sneaks it between the posts and the pads right through the 5-hole on the rebound. And the Dallas Stars have tied the game at 4 on Modano's first goal of the season, 9:31 of the second period.
The last 3 goals of the game have been power play goals. Here's the call on Modano.
Mike Modano. The assist, number 4, Kevin Hatcher, and number 10, Todd Harvey. Down to the goal, 9 minutes, 31 seconds.
Hatcher and Harvey picking up the assists at 9:31 as the Stars tie it up at 4-4 and got a clean start now against these Jets tonight.
And it's a good clean start to the season for Mike Modano, who ruptured 2 tendons in his left ankle on April 4th last year and underwent surgery on April 11th at St. Luke's Roosevelt Center Hospital in New York. He missed the final 14 games of the regular season and all 5 playoff games. But he was not without employment, Mike. He was up in the booth with us. Says he's much happier to be down on the ice, and I'm sure that's where his employers would rather have him. Much easier down on the ice, he says.
Grant Ledyard is being attended to by Stars trainer Dave Supernon. He's sustained a small cut across the bridge of his nose, and Supernon is working on that nose, trying to stop the bleeding. The puck cleared all the way down the ice now by the Jet penalty killers. The Stars still have time to take a lead in this game on the power play. 1:03 to go in the extra man advantage as Daryl Shannon still sits out a cross-checking minor. Here's Gagne in alone. A shot, a save, a rebound shot, and a goal! Jere Lehtinen bangs it in from right in front, or was it Gagne who got his stick on it? They were both storming the net, pounding away at Habibulin, and one of their sticks finally caught up to the puck and threw it into the top corner. And the Stars used that power play to score twice, and they now lead 5-4.
And the Dallas Stars really doing a nice job here of carrying the play into the zone, going right on the attack. It's Gagne on the backhand. The puck lays in the crease, and then Gagne with the backhand as he's being cross-checked from behind by Manson. Lehtinen had missed the shot in front. Gagne came back after his own rebound after Adams took a swipe and couldn't get it. And David gets his first of the season on the power play. Time of that goal, 10 minutes, 22 seconds. Stars take the lead.
5-4 Dallas. Kevin Hatcher chases back into his own zone now to get it. Here's the call on the goal.
Scored by number 15, Dave Gagne. The assist, number 23, Greg Adams. And number 26, Jere Lehtinen. Time of the goal, 10 minutes, 22 seconds.
Adams and Lehtinen getting the assists on Gagne's first goal of 1995-96. An icing call now brings the faceoff back into the Dallas end.
Gagne, who led the Stars with goals, 14 and 42 points last year, also recorded his 500th National Hockey League point on February 15th against the Los Angeles Kings. He's off and running. Well, you like to see that. He scores them in bunches.
Turcotte wins the faceoff. Back to Wilkinson. His shot hit the skate of Carbonneau. Now it goes to the corner, and Kevin Hatcher plays it ahead to Mike Kennedy. Here comes Kennedy across the line to Carbonneau, back to Kennedy. Now Kennedy into the corner, looking for Harvey. His drop pass stolen by Tkachuk. Here comes Keith Tkachuk to center ice. Rides Carbonneau across the blue line, back into the near corner. Turcotte's there to play it. Here's Darren Turcotte back to Wilkinson. His drive off the pad of Moog, and Andy covers it up to his left and stops the play with 8:51 to go here in the second period. Stars lead 5-4. This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
Jerry, we're about to meet Freddie Fast.
There he is.
Yeah, you do, man.
Hey, guys, what's in the bag?
McDonald's juicy quarter pounder with cheese.
2 for $2, Mr. Half-Size Halfback. Hey, I'll trade your autograph for them.
No way, Mr. Rushmeister.
I'll trade your autograph football.
It's not going to happen here, Rocket Toast.
Season tickets.
Got him.
Skybox?
Now you can convert $2 into 2 hot tempting quarter pounders with cheese, or 2 morning fresh sausage McMuffins with egg. But the clock's ticking, so hurry.
And this just in. Superstar running back Barry Sanders is involved in some kind of major trade.
Have you had your break today?
No stealing your thunder. No, it can't be contained. You fill me with wonder and cool me off like rain. You're a part of me, that's the heart of me. Without you, I'm just a lonely melody. But together we are harmony. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me.
Jack at Work, Tuesdays at 5 on News 4 Texas.
Boy, they are shaking it. They are moving it. They are grooving it tonight at the Winnipeg Arena. I mean, you want to talk about fun? This is the joint. This is the spot. This is where to be. Stars 5, Winnipeg 4.
Face-off back in the Dallas zone. The puck goes to the corner, and Korolev is back to play it. He's checked on the backboard now by Mike Modano. Ludwig stands by, trying to move the puck, and up the boards it comes. Now outside the zone, picked up by Modano. 2-on-1 with Nick Borshevsky. Modano fires the shot. Habibulin makes the save. And we get a whistle in the aftermath, and a hooking penalty call coming now as Teemu Solani back-checking, got the stick in there and hooked his man off the play. Don Koharski puts the Jets short a man once again with a penalty call.
They will not announce calls as being obstruction calls with the public address announcer. But if it is a foul occurring on a player who is not carrying the puck, that's generally what it is. Modano with a shot, trying to outweigh Habibulin, and then Solani, I believe, is on the other side in the slot, and he got a piece of Borshevsky coming in, and that's what the call was. It is obstruction interference, I believe, although we won't know till the final sheet is handed to us, on Solani at 11 minutes and 30 seconds, and the Stars again go on the power play. They have scored on their last 3 power play opportunities.
I think he just hooked them.
Or he could have just hooked them.
Here's Modano working the draw now against Stapleton. Brings it back to Ledyard at the point. Right side for Kevin Hatcher. A slap shot. Habibulin the save, and the rebound is sent wide. Now back into the corner for Borshevsky. Along the near board. The puck is cleared up into the Dallas bench from the near corner. Sent all the way across the ice. And Stars trainer Dave Supernine bumped a little bit by that one.
I'll tell you what, folks, we certainly have a lot of fun when we're out at the Dr. Pepper Luncheon Series. Have lunch with the Stars. Wednesday, October 25th is the first of a 5-part Dr. Pepper Luncheon Series. Players, coaches, front office people, including Stars President Jim Lights and Bob Gainey will be there. Your luncheon ticket includes a fully catered lunch at the Stars Club, parking, and an event program. Call now, 214-GO-STARS. Come out and see us.
Stars get the face-off. Here's Ledyard on the power play point. Over now to Kevin Hatcher. Left side, Ledyard's shot goes wide. Harvey reaching for it. Now brings it back into the near corner again for Borshevsky. Nick Borshevsky. Stick handling to Harvey. Harvey back to the left point for Grant Ledyard. Right side, Kevin Hatcher. Back to Ledyard. Off the skate of Harvey, and Harvey flags it down. Gets bumped on the play with a stick. Brings the puck over now to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher stick handling to the left point. To center point. Passes to the right wing corner for Borshevsky. Back to Kevin Hatcher. Got off his stick and bounces loose to center ice. And the Jets work the center. Here's a penalty call coming now behind the play as interference is called. The puck was loose. The Stars defense trying to hold up the escaping Jets player. Kevin Hatcher doesn't like the call, but he's headed to the penalty box with an interference penalty.
Koharski was fair means behind, but keeping an eye on the play from his own zone, and when he saw the Winnipeg Jet player go down, that's when the arm went up, and that sets the equalizing penalty on
I think
Kevin
he helped
Hatcher.
that one along a little too, Ralph. You know, these guys know how the rules are going to be called now. Hatcher got a piece of him, tried to let go, and right away you get the big jump.
Well, you know, the good news is there might be some speed and flow as the
2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 12 minutes, 31 seconds.
As the league is trying to open the game up a little bit, but like everything else, Mike, it's a function of what is called on any given night and how the players on the ice.
Call.
I like the diving call.
Let's see the diving call.
Where is the diving call?
Have you ever seen one?
No. Well, have I seen a dive or have I seen the diving call?
A diving called. I have not.
I don't believe I've ever seen it called.
Here's Greg Adams down the left wing. Moves it on to center ice. Stick handles across the line and now back inside the Winnipeg zone and into the corner for Gagne. Gagne behind the net, taken away by Manson. Manson can't clear it out. Gagne steals the puck. Works loose from Darren Quint. Brings it right out front. Adams a shot that goes wide. And on the carom, it comes all the way to center ice. Darian Hatcher is back to play it. Darian Hatcher is the Stars' captain. Over to Greg Adams. Right side to Guy Carbonneau. Here comes Carbonneau, held up by Manson on the play. Punched in the face. There's going to be a penalty call here. It's holding as Manson was all over Carbonneau as he came across the blue line. And now the Stars will go back on the power play. There are 17 seconds left in the Winnipeg penalty called a Solani. 1:18 to go in the Kevin Hatcher call. And now a full 2 minutes to Manson.
Well, Manson just holds up Carbonneau as Carbonneau is attempting to attack. Pretty apparent call. Guy Carbonneau, the name itself sounds like a Montreal Canadian captain, does it not? Well,
sure does.
When that captaincy was vacated in 1989 by the retiring of Bob Gainey, it went for one season to co-captains Guy Carbonneau and Chris Chelios, who now is, of course, with Chicago. Then Carbonneau wore the C by his own self the 3 following seasons before being traded to St. Louis. What a guy to have on your club.
The torch is passed.
Yeah.
Here's Darian Hatcher, a wrist shot, and that goes off the glass wide. Now the puck played on to center ice, bouncing back to the Dallas zone. Doug Zamolik in to retrieve it. Carbonneau needs a new stick, hustles over to the bench. Gagne hops out there for the Stars. Dallas 5, Winnipeg 4. Winnipeg penalty expires. Now the teams are at equal strength, 4 skaters aside. Here's Newman across the line, a wrist shot to the net. And that is stopped by Moog, and he covers up with 48 seconds to go in the Hatcher penalty. 1:30 to go in the call to Manson.
Remember, Mike, at the start of this period, we looked up and saw the disparity between the shots. The Winnipeg Jets had so much dominated in the shots department, and I remember looking up, it had to be 10 minutes ago on the game clock, and the Jets had 23 shots. They haven't had any shots on goal in some time, helped a lot by the Stars' power play, but Dallas has really taken command here in the second period.
Faceoff will be to Moog's left. The Stars hope to keep the good things happening in their direction. They now lead 5-4 over these Jets. Dallas has scored the last 3, all of them on the power play. Stars succeed in winning the draw. Greg Adams has it behind the goal. Now over to Craig Ludwig, back to Ledyard. Ledyard has the puck behind the goal. Eases it ahead for Adams. And back again to Grant Ledyard. Stars in their black road uniforms with white numbers and letters, trimmed in green and gold. Here's Gagne up the left board. Stick handles onto center ice. Now gets across the blue line. Stick handling in on the right wing. Spins, turns to the top of the point. Now brings it over to Ledyard on the left side. He's across the circle on the left wing. Newman sweeps it away. Takes the puck behind the net for Jamnok. Stars begin a line change. Teppo Newman. Stick handling out. Moves it on to center. He breaks across the line into the Dallas zone. Here's a shot by King. That's up high back into the near corner on the deflection. Now Paul Cavallini is over to take it for Dallas. Cavallini skates to his own line. Cavallini winds up, fires it inside the Jet zone, off the far corner board. In behind the net, Harvey battles for the puck, takes it, brings it out front, a wraparound, sticked aside by Khabibulin. Now over to Cavallini in the corner. Played to the side of the net, a quick shot, knocked away by Khabibulin. And back come the Jets. Captain Chris King up to center ice and backhands it into the Dallas zone. It's wide to the side of the net. And Paul Cavallini is on to take it. Here's Cavallini. Works back to center to Modano. He's across the line. Modano gets inside the Jet zone, but the Winnipeg players steal, and here comes King starting back. Zamolik drops his glove. He's going to fight now with King. Zamolik's sweater has been pulled up. Doug Zamolik has his helmet knocked off, throws the left hand, tries to get the right loose. A body punch by Zamolik. Zamolik throwing a right hand to the head. And a left by King. A right by Zamolik. A right body punch by Zamolik. Zamolik's sweater has been pulled off. Zamolik with an uppercut. Oh, an uppercut by Zamolik. Zamolik landing a couple of tough ones. A right hand by Zamolik. A right hand by Zamolik. Doug Zamolik, a right hand to the side of the head of King. King reaches and grabs the sweater of Zamolik, wrapped around Zamolik's head, and holds it to the ice. Throws one punch to the back of Zamolik's head. But Doug Zamolik badly outpointed and outpunched the Winnipeg Jets captain, Chris King, on that one. And Zamolik is being helped off the ice now. He has been cut. And I think that the cut was what precipitated the fight. Zamolik wanted to fight because he had been opened up from the stick of King. The play was along the near boards when it happened.
King was hit pretty hard. Two Dallas Stars players going at him. What a clash of the Titans. My goodness.
This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
So,
I have to get up early tomorrow.
yeah, me too.
Well, good night, Lisa.
Good night.
Hey, come on.
Miller Lite Ice. For the taste that goes all out when you're out.
I would have been here earlier, but I had to drop off. Lisa?
Miller Lite Ice. The night is young.
For over 63 years, the Minyard family has been serving your family's grocery needs. Up and down every aisle, our experience really shows at your nearby Minyard food store. Feel it in the farm-fresh fruits and vegetables carefully selected daily. See it in the lean USDA choice meats and poultry trimmed to perfection. Taste it in the terrific variety of name-brand products. At Minyard food stores, quality, value, and customer satisfaction are a family tradition.
Well, Ralph, we thought that Doug Zamolik might have been cut before the fight began, but we learned that it happened at the very end.
Well, this is a tough beating that Doug Zamolik takes at the very end. King, with Zamolik down, gives him the forearm smash, pile driving his head into the ice, and Zamolik gets up. He's a very tough person, Doug Zamolik, and he'll go in and get stitched up. Coach Bob Gainey looking on, but that...
Here's another one now. Shane Churla is going to go with Kachuk. Oh, and several other players dump in. Other players are joining in, and they're all trying to get involved now. And now we have Daryl Shannon out there trying to throw punches as well. And Churla has grabbed Shannon and is holding on to him in particular. And Churla's trying to throw right hands. Shannon connects with a right. Churla's in close. A right hand by Churla. Churla holding on and trying to flip him over. And what tremendous upper body strength by Shane Churla as he flips Daryl Shannon off of his skates and throws him down onto the ice. And now the players are waving sticks at one another in between the two benches.
I'll tell you what, the Dallas Stars are responding to what Chris King did to Doug Zamolik, and I'm sure that's why Shane Churla was sent out, and I mean immediately he took on Kachuk. Kachuk was helped and saved because Shannon came in and decided to lock up, and I don't know if it had gone far enough where Shannon would become a third man into the altercation.
I think he had.
We have seen that happen, though, with referees being so reluctant to make a third man call. I thought certainly that the two of them were going to get it on, and in fact had got it on. But that, I believe, Mike, is a clear response by Bob Gainey and his Stars to what Chris King did to Doug Zamolik, which was certainly not a good play. It's one thing when two big players decide to go. Now, Churla's in with Kachuk, and Shannon comes in and pushes him off. And then Churla says, all right, the heck with it. You want to go, I'll take you. It takes a lot of energy to get up off of that pile. As Churla learned in the Chicago Easter Sunday brawl a year ago, other players tie up, and Shane says, that's fine. I'll go with you. But we'll see, as Shannon certainly was a third man in, Mike, and I don't know if they will call him for being a third man in. While we have a second and while these things get weeded out,
Don Koharski has called this game very closely. I'm going to be disappointed if he backs off on the third man in, and I think the linesmen are giving him their version right now, and it would appear that they would back up what we've just told you, and that was that Shannon was certainly the third man involved in that altercation.
Well, Churla, I believe, was there for that reason. It's been a really strange game here in Winnipeg. Game that Winnipeg wanted to open up offensively. They did. The Stars, in their defensive posture, were able to come back with 3 power play goals after trailing 4-2 to take a 5-4 lead. And now the game has taken on a very physical tone here with 4 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the second period. They're still sorting it out, and while they sort it out, we want to tell you that Shane Churla is modeling our twill shirt tonight. Shane looks good in twill. It's available now for only $65. It's a darn nice Dallas Stars shirt. It's a twill shirt, of course. It's got the Dallas Stars logo on the pocket. Call 214-GO-STARS now for this and other Star Stuff merchandise. Lots of action coming up this week at Reunion Arena. Todd Harvey and his Dallas Stars will be home to open against the Calgary Flames on Tuesday, October 10th. Thursday against the St. Louis Blues. Saturday, the big bad boys from Boston make their only appearance, Reunion Arena, in 2 years. Tickets available at the usual outlets or by calling 214-GO-STARS. And we are seconds away. Here we go.
27, Shane Churla. 2 minutes for instigating, 2 major penalties for fighting, and a game misconduct. To Winnipeg's number 7, Keith Tkachuk. 5 minutes for fighting. To Winnipeg's number 24, Daryl Shannon. 5 minutes for fighting and 2 game misconduct penalties. Time of the penalties, 15 minutes, 27 seconds.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Well,
I think you got to give Churla the instigator.
You know, we didn't talk about that, but that's right.
How does he get 2 5-minute fighting majors? I guess one for
Tkachuk.
If you're going to acknowledge that Shannon's the third man in, then you got to say Churla was involved in a separate fight with Tkachuk, right?
I guess that's the reasoning behind Don Koharski's call. Bob Gainey is scratching his head. He has lost Shane Churla. Jets have lost Shannon. Tkachuk for 5 minutes. And really what happened was when Zamolik was fighting King, and it was a real good mano-a-mano battle, but then as Zamolik is down, a forearm smash to his head as he's lying face down toward the ice in a very prone and vulnerable position, and I believe that's what prompted the retaliation by Shane Churla. On the board, the only penalty is the instigating minor by Churla, which is to say Churla started that fight, that series of fights, and the Jets are on the power play.
Jim Storm will serve that minor penalty on behalf of Shane Churla. Churla with 2 for instigating, 2 fighting majors, and a game misconduct. Daryl Shannon with 1 fighting major and 2 game misconducts, and then Tkachuk with 1 5-minute fighting major. So the Stars wind up shorthanded as a result of the instigator penalty to Churla being served by Storm. Here's Newman and dumping the puck back inside the Dallas end, and Ledyard is over to play it off the corner boards. The puck takes a backward bounce off the side boards and now is played to the side of the net. Quick shot to the goal, blocked by Moe. Jamnoff back to the point, right in front for Korolev. He has 2 goals in the game. Feeds to Newman. Stolen by Gilchrist and played to the blue line, but not out. Now Korolev lost the puck outside the line, and linesman Mike Civic says offside. The puck came all the way out of the zone.
Just barely. Korolev was dancing with disaster on the blue line, but the ex-St. Louis Blue watched that puck, and it just goes outside the line. Good call, and a good call for the Stars. 2 goals for Korolev, who we remember seeing in St. Louis. Karamnov, Korolev, and Prokhorov were the 3 that Ron Caron brought over. Korolev now in Winnipeg.
Mike Civic's got an advantage when he makes those line calls. He can look down on almost
tall.
Every play at 6'9".
Yeah. Big, he almost has the same vantage point we do.
He doesn't look through many players. That whole puck has to be outside the whole line on that play, and he ruled it was. Here's Modano to turn and start out. Lead pass out to center ice. Newmanen breaks the free. Modano is hit by Shane Doan at center ice. And interference is called now against Doan. That'll negate the final 46 seconds of the Shane Churla minor being served by Jim Storm. And it'll be 4-on-4 hockey here, and then a Stars power play will follow.
Well, what I have, Mike, now is nearly 100 minutes in penalties, and I'm running out of room on the score sheet here for opening night. Modano, through the neutral zone, is interfered with, and Doan will go to the penalty box. Time of the call, 16:41, and the Stars will be going on their 8th power play of the hockey game. They're 3 for 7 in 46 seconds, providing there are no other calls.
Dallas with 3 power play goals and 1 shorthander. The Jets have 1 goal with the man advantage. Stars lead 5-4. Back in the Dallas zone. Played by Kennedy. Brings it over to Darian Hatcher. Winds to the blue line. Kept in by Quint. Quint throws it in behind the Dallas net. Kevin Hatcher over to get it. Over now to Kennedy and on to Gagne at center. In 1-on-1 with Quint. Here's Gagne cutting in. Walks in. Shoots. Skate save. Rebound knocked loose. And Habibulin recovers it again. And is able to smother the puck and stop play. After Mike Kennedy went diving for a loose puck, Habibulin made an outstanding skate save on Dave Gagne.
It's like, you know, Dave Gagne has a magnet for the net or something. I mean, he goes in one direction, he goes at the goal, and he makes things happen, putting on the brakes in front of the goal, forcing the Jet defenseman Quint to get behind him. Gagne makes a shot, Kennedy coming in on the rebound, and Habibulin covers it up. Well, Dave Gagne is in some kind of shape, too, coming into this season. Worked very hard in the offseason, like the rest of the Dallas Stars. Stars are also, you know, it was interesting talking to Doug Jarvis at lunch today, wasn't it, about the bike riding program that the Dallas Stars seem to be picking up on for conditioning. This is a well-conditioned hockey team.
I think they should start racing, having races on those bikes.
On the stationary bikes?
You know, you watch the mileage, you know, it's the same effect as a real bicycle.
It'd be hard
as they're riding them, they could do that. They could have a nice competition. And you know these players, they want to compete in everything they possibly can. That'd be a nice little thing to get going.
Hard to watch it from a spectator's point of view. I mean, they're not moving very much, you know. They're just kind of pumping those pedals.
Maybe our producer-director Kevin Spivey could arrange something where we could see the mileage on the bikes for the players.
That might be an idea.
Stationary bike races. It's got possibilities.
Yes, it does.
Here's Stapleton leading it ahead to center ice. It's too far for Eastwood. Back inside the Dallas zone. Kevin Hatcher's over to play it. Storms out of the penalty box. The Stars now have the power play. 1:05 to go in the man advantage. The puck in Dallas ice. Nick Borshevsky back in his own zone. Borshevsky with Toronto and Calgary last year. Now a member of the Dallas Stars, leads it to Modano into the near corner of the Winnipeg zone. Played to the blue line. Kept in by Ledyard. To the right point it goes, and it's Borshevsky now in the far corner. Modano parks in front. Here's a pass to Kevin Hatcher. Over now to Ledyard. A slap shot, and it goes off the glove of Habibulin and wide. Now played back into the near corner. Harvey over to chase it. The puck played all the way down the ice by Mike Eastwood to relieve the pressure. 20 seconds left to go in the Dallas power play. Stars are ahead by a goal. 5-4 score. Late in the second period. Lead pass off Mike Kennedy's stick goes back into the near corner. Slap to the blue line, but not out. Ledyard keeps it going. Now sends it over to Kennedy. Right in front. Modano a drive. Stick save. Habibulin. Rebound out front. And Borshevsky can't get his stick on the puck. Now it's played back to the corner again. To the side of the net. Here's a shot stopped by Habibulin. Pumped free by Kennedy. And it goes wide right across the goal mouth. Back come the Jets on the attack. Penalties over. Winnipeg at full strength. A minute to play in the period. Shane Doan cutting to the Dallas net. And the Stars' Darian Hatcher takes him out of the play. Cavallini helping too. And Andy Moe covers up the puck and stops play.
By the Dallas Stars coming close to making it a 6-4 hockey game on the power play. Mike Modano had a chance as he was set up by Mike Kennedy from point-blank range. Kennedy had chased the puck into the corner, won the battle along the boards, and spotted Modano right on the doorstep. Modano just pulled the trigger, then tried to wrap around on the left post, and the puck sort of slid away from him. Borshevsky was there, then it was poked by Kennedy just through the crease, just wide of the right post. But boy, Mike, some big chances down in that other end. And Nikolai Habibulin got away.
Stars trailed after one period of play. The Jets led them by a score of 4-2, and they have come back and now lead 5-4. Here's a pass from Darian Hatcher up the left wing boards to Gilchrist. He works it onto center ice. Brent Gilchrist driving it inside the Winnipeg zone. Teemu Selanne over to play it now on the far boards out to center ice. Jamnov chasing it back into the Stars end. Darian Hatcher's right on him. 18 seconds to go in the period. The puck cleared to the point. Kept in by Selanne. Over now to Korolev. He sends a pass to Jamnov. Turns. Fires. Moog makes the save. Selanne right there waiting for a rebound. And he gets roughed up by Darian Hatcher in the aftermath as Moog holds the puck in his big catching glove.
Boy, that's a tricky save, too, coming through traffic. Hasn't Andy Moog been sparkling? He made some big saves. The game sort of got away from him. The 16:56 mark of the first period, Korolev scored his second goal of the game to give the Jets a 4-2 lead, and they have not laid a glove on Andy Moog since. Moog has kept that puck out of his net and allowed his team to come back, scoring 3 unanswered goals to take a 5-4 lead. And this shot from Jamnov from high in the slot, it had little English on it, Mike. It looked to be dipping on Moog, but Andy got his body full in front of the shot. And he said to us before, hey, you know, I know where to stand. After all these years, I know where to stand. And he got himself in a good spot and made the save.
Big face-off here in front of Moog to his left. Only 9.3 seconds left to go. Stars are within one shot of the Jets. They have really come on strong, have the Dallas Stars, in this second period. Back in the corner for Shannon. Kevin Hatcher's got him tied up. Darren Shannon pinned to the boards as time runs out in the period. The puck goes in behind the goal as we hear the horn, and now the linesman in there to pull the players apart. A pretty rough and tumble second period, too, with all those penalties that occurred. And Shane Churla ejected from this hockey game, as was Daryl Shannon, kicked out of the game. But that concludes the second period, a big one for the Stars. They come back and take a 5-4 lead at the end of 40 minutes. We'll have more coverage from the Winnipeg Arena right after these messages on the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
Most people would jump at the chance. 10 days in South America. But this was business, and I was 5,000 miles from home, trying to keep my bearings, trying to negotiate, sometimes just trying to communicate, all the while hoping to pull this whole thing off so I could head back.
Yeah, I'm gonna be another day.
You know, it's funny, being away so long. When you come across something familiar,
Going home, Mr. Reynolds?
it can be a pretty welcome sight.
I'm halfway there.
It seems ironic that trucks so diligently engineered to be quiet would have so much volume. Dodge Ram and Dodge Ram Club Cab, the roomiest pickups on the road. The rules have changed.
At AutoZone, most of our customers are folks who like to work on their cars themselves. But the ones who come in most often are those who work on cars for a living. Guys like Ed Graven. Now, Ed's garage is in Ogden, Utah, where most of the time you'll find him pulling an engine or sliding under a car. And just about every day, he drives past a half-dozen other parts stores on his way to AutoZone. Because Ed knows that when it comes to getting the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Time now for another Miller Lite hockey tip. This tip deals with the NHL's new emphasis on enforcement of obstruction interference rules. The league this year wants to tighten up on interference. You can't check a player who doesn't have the puck, nor can you hold him up with your stick when he tries to enter the zone. Also, you can't hold up a player by taking your hand off the stick and using that hand to impede the player's progress. A defensive player checking an opponent has to keep skating, so you can't coast and hook your opponent off the play. A player must be in possession of the puck to be body checked. The league wants to stop players from checking opponents, especially in the neutral zone, who don't have the puck. These rules have always been in the rule book, but now the NHL is tightening up their enforcement to allow the skilled players room to show their stuff. Join us next time for another Miller Lite hockey tip.
Some women have secret fantasies.
They called her Jade. She couldn't get enough of it. She loved it.
Some women have secret lives.
Got 32 separate cuts.
What do you have to hide?
I cheated on my husband. I didn't know I could be arrested for it.
I think she did it. This one will go away.
I need your help, I'm afraid.
Who am I speaking with? Jade.
You really think you know me?
Better than you think. Rated R. Starts Friday, October 13th at theaters everywhere.
I was just horrified when my daughter had cavities at her last dental visit. I said, "Doctor, what can we do?" He said, "I'll give her a fluoride treatment here, but she's got to brush twice a day the right way at home."
Because you can't have a dentist fluoride treatment every day, between visits, Crest Fluorostat treats your teeth with fluoride to continue the fight against cavities. It's a fluoride treatment for your teeth at home.
So Sally brushed with Crest, and her next visit was great. I've got to act like a mom and think like a dentist.
Crest, a fluoride treatment for your teeth at home.
When you've got a hungry family, but not a lot of time, come to our house for dinner tonight.
Come to our house at Critch.
Eckrich smoked sausage is a hearty, delicious meal you can fix in minutes. And because we use the finest cuts of meat, never settling for second best, you can trust Eckrich smoked sausage for great taste every time.
For the taste you trust, come to us.
For the taste you can trust every time,
come to our house at Critch.
Think two highly competitive athletes would have trouble compromising?
Not us.
Andy mows the lawn.
Chrissy waters it.
We play a friendly game of tennis.
Whoa! I call war.
But we don't compromise on nutrition. Other side dishes use artificial flavoring, fat, and a lot of salt.
But Good Harvest is naturally flavored from 26 herbs and spices.
Spice Island's Good Harvest. Rice, stuffing, and potato side dishes. Good taste, good health, good harvest.
Hey, I do most of the compromising.
I let you be in my commercial.
Sure, but I had to audition.
The Winnipeg Arena, the site for opening night 1995-96. The Dallas Stars 5 and the Winnipeg Jets 4 after 2 periods of play here in Winnipeg. Boy, after 1 period, it was 4-2 Jets, but the Dallas Stars with 3 power play goals have taken the lead after 2 periods of play in what turned out to be a very physical second period of hockey. More on that in just a few moments. Well, folks, we want to get you updated on what happened at the end of last season in our NHL Molson Update. We'll talk about the National Hockey League trophy winners. The most valuable player trophy, the Hart Trophy, went to Eric Lindros of the Philadelphia Flyers, whose Legion of Doom came 1 step away from the Stanley Cup Finals. The Art Ross Trophy, or the National Hockey League scoring champion, was Jaromir Jagr of Pittsburgh. He had 70 points. The Rookie of the Year, the Calder Trophy, went to Peter Forsberg of Quebec. He had 50 points. He this season is playing with the Colorado Avalanche. They are the former Quebec Nordiques. Norris Trophy, the defenseman Paul Coffey won it for the Detroit Red Wings. How often did we see Coffey last season? And how good was Paul Coffey in their quest to get to the Stanley Cup Finals? Other 1994-95 National Hockey League trophy winners included Dominik Hasek as the Vezina goalie, the goaltender judged to be the best at his position. The Frank Selke Trophy, we like to call it the Bob Gainey Trophy, for the best defensive forward in hockey went to Ronnie Francis of Pittsburgh. He also won the Lady Byng Trophy for sportsmanship. And the Conn Smythe Trophy, the playoff MVP in the 1995 Stanley Cup Championship, was Claude Lemieux of the New Jersey Devils. And folks, we are back here in Winnipeg, and we want to introduce you to a guy that we hope you'll be hearing from on the ice and real soon, a new friend. of mine and the Dallas Stars, Bob Basson. Welcome to the Dallas Stars, and a little frustrating. You injured your knee in preseason against the St. Louis Blues, one of your old clubs, but how is it going? What's it like here watching the game?
Well, it was fun to start with the Stars and, played 4 preseason games. My knee's doing all right. I'm going to get a scope on Wednesday from Dan Cooper and see how good or bad it is. So, I'm being positive and hopefully get back in the lineup and get in these exciting games.
Well, they brought you along on the trip. Now, that's a good thing.
That's always a good sign. You always want to be on the ice, but it's nice to be around the guys and around you, Ralphie.
Well, hey, listen, thanks, Bob. And, it's a lot of fun having you on the club this season. And how do you like things in Dallas so far?
I do. I really feel like I'm going to fit in there, and I feel comfortable. I can't get over how friendly the people are in Dallas and the Texas area, so it's been fun. We've got a good, solid team that's stuck together, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun this year.
Our good friend Terry Egan did a nice piece about you in the Dallas Morning News. Did you like that piece?
I did. It was, it was really positive, and it had a nice tone on it. I really liked it, yeah.
Well, will you stick with me for a minute? Because we got stuff to talk about. Big, important stuff. Can you help me out?
I hope so.
All right. Well, here's one of the first things that's coming up for you. We want to talk to you about Dr. Pepper's Star Center Skate It Up night when the Dallas Stars challenge the St. Louis Blues. You remember that team? St. Louis Blues?
Rarely.
Vaguely?
There's not so many guys I know on that team.
Well, I know. They've changed a lot. But on Thursday, October 12th, when they come to Reunion Arena, all fans attending the game will receive a coupon good for 1 free admission to public skating at the Dr. Pepper Star Center. That's where Bob Basson skates. So don't miss any of the action, the Stars and the St. Louis Blues. Also, we want to tell you that when the Calgary Flames come to Dallas for opening night, it will be Miller Lite Ice Starlights night. They'll be making their premiere performance of the regular season on opening night, October 10th, when the Stars take on the Calgary Flames. It's a precision skating line. Bob Basson, hey, thanks a lot. Nice to see you.
Okay.
Get back out there, will you?
Hope so.
That's Bob Basson of the Dallas Stars. We'll come back and have more. Dallas 5, Winnipeg 4. More when we continue our coverage from the Winnipeg Arena on the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
Imagine a dream machine that burns fat, tones muscles, improves flexibility, works your entire body to help you look and feel entirely better in just 20 minutes 3 times a week. The dream is a reality at Sears today with the Lifestyler Cardio Fit. Cardio Fit can burn more calories faster than treadmills or stair climbers because it works all your muscles at once. Adjust for a deep muscle workout or reduce tension to burn fat and increase cardiovascular endurance for a health club quality workout at home. It's quiet, compact, and unlike running in aerobics, it's no impact, easy on joints. Now imagine the price. $400, $500? Imagine this. $199.99, and Sears will be there to back it up. Trust Sears. We sell more units of exercise equipment than any other store. Call to learn about the Lifestyler Cardio Fit or come to Sears and try it for yourself.
When it comes to covering the stories important in your hometown, there's only one news team that gives you more local news than anyone else. News 4 Texas. We built the largest news-gathering organization in Texas just to cover the big story. And when news breaks, we'll be on the scene with live reports. Now you can watch the news when it's convenient for you, because we bring you more news than any other station. After all, Texas is a big state. Someone has to cover it. News 4 Texas.
Now that's something.
What's something?
Mr. Goodbar, first you taste the peanuts, then you taste the chocolate.
Let me try that. No. First you taste the chocolate, then you taste the peanuts.
Hey, don't tell me what I taste first. First is the peanuts, then the chocolate.
Maybe this needs more research.
Mr. Goodbar. Good peanuts, good chocolate, good bar.
You know, if you keep researching, there won't be any left for me.
Honey, you can't rush research. Oh.
Well, we have a completely different hockey game here after 2 periods than we had after 1 in Winnipeg. The Jets led the Stars 4-2 at the end of a period and outshot Dallas 16-9. But the Stars came back big time in that second period and now lead Winnipeg 5-4. The shots are very, very even. Mike Forens welcoming you back once again to Dallas Stars hockey. Our out-of-town scores are brought to you, as always, by Southwest Airlines. Out of town, we have a couple of finals to report to you tonight. And the Islanders and Boston Bruins tied at 4-4 this afternoon. A hat trick for Cam Neely in that contest. Elsewhere around the league, the Rangers and Hartford now in the third period. The Whalers have a 1-0 lead on a goal by Glenn Wesley. Sean Burke has 31 saves through 2 periods of that contest. Toronto is at Pittsburgh, 7-3 in the second period. The Penguins have the lead in that game. Barrasso against Potvin that contest. Ron Francis has 2 goals for Pittsburgh. Buffalo and Ottawa scoreless in the second of that game. Philadelphia leads Montreal 6-1. Lindros has a goal and an assist in that game being played at the Forum. Florida was whitewashed, I should say, this afternoon by New Jersey. The Devils winning 4-0 on a shutout by Martin Brodeur. St. Louis trailing the Washington Capitals 3-0 now in the third period. The Blues had only 9 shots through 2 periods of the game. Jim Carey is in net. Grant Fuhr in goal for St. Louis. The Tampa Bay Lightning lead the Calgary Flames 2-1. That's now a second period score. Darren Pupa against Trevor Kidd. Corey Stillman has the lone Calgary goal. Peter Klima and Chris Gratton have scored for Tampa Bay. Everything else is later on. Buffalo at Ottawa. We mentioned Chicago at San Jose tonight. As well, Colorado at Los Angeles. And we're trying to get a score for you from the Stars minor league affiliate. Kalamazoo is playing at Cleveland tonight. Right here, it's 5-4. The Stars have the lead over the Jets after 2. We'll be back to bring you tonight's third period in just a moment.
When you're flying the Love Air airline, you're flying with Southwest. You gotta fly out to see the honey, or maybe close a big business deal. But you don't wanna spend so much money that you can't afford your next meal. We will fly you right to your city. You'll be laughing all the way there. There'll be money left in the kitty, cause you've paid the lowest fare. We're not a low fare airline, we're the low fare airline. Little word, big difference. Ba-ba-da.
It could only come from here, Canada. The home of ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed to be colder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice, from the land where ice was born.
I trained my boy McNeely to go toe-to-toe with the champ, and he did for 89 seconds. He didn't back down from any combinations thrown at him, and he ain't backing down from this one.
There's a new stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. Not just cheese, but pepperoni baked right into the crust.
So good you'll eat it backwards. Show him, kid.
Oh, boy. The new 1-2 combination cheese and pepperoni stuffed crust pizza.
Hey, McNeely, how many slices am I holding?
No stealing your thunder. It can't be contained. You fill me with wonder, cool me off like rain. Cause you're a part of me, that's the heart of me. Dr. Pepper, you're a part of me. Yeah, yeah.
After 1, the Jets led 4-2, but then the Stars went on the attack and on the power play. They took the lead with 3 straight extra man goals. Kevin Hatcher from the right point will take the puck out of the pile and just overpower Nick Habibulin for his first of the season. Unassisted, it was 4-3 Jets. The Stars had cut the lead to 1. Then, less than a minute later, Dave Gagne, or Mike Modano rather, would go to work, and he would put the rebound in between Habibulin's pads. Modano's first also on the power play from Kevin Hatcher and Todd Harvey to make it a 4-4 hockey game. Then, less than a minute later, Dave Gagne would take the lead. He whacks at the rebound right up under the bar. Top shelf for Dave Gagne, his first of the season. Adams and Lehtinen with the assist. Then it got ugly. Chris King and Doug Zamolik with a real nice fight, but then at the end of it, a forearm smash to a sprawled Doug Zamolik face down on the ice. It required Zamolik to get 10 stitches, but he is stitched up and he is back on the bench.
He's unbelievable.
He is.
And that's a match penalty. What we talked about, slamming somebody's head like that into the ice. And I will tell you that if If that tape gets sent to the league, that ought to be good for a couple games.
You bet.
You know, that's suspension type stuff there. We are underway with the third period. Manson brings it over now to Solani. And Solani back at his own line. The Jet zone is to our right, the Stars zone to our left during the third period. Puck played back to the Dallas blue line for Darian Hatcher. And poked free by Korolev on into the Stars zone. Now played off the backboards. It's Kevin Hatcher working it ahead to Newmanen. Newmanen drives it back inside the Stars end, and Darian Hatcher is on to play it once more. Leads a pass ahead to Harvey. Harvey across the blue line. A tie-up along the near boards, and Newmanen flips it on to Shannon. Here's Darren Shannon down the left wing. Throws it past Ludwig into the corner. Ludwig along the near boards to Ledyard, and now it's played behind the net up to Kennedy. Mike Kennedy bats it onto center ice, and Newmanen hustles back to pick it up inside the Winnipeg zone. Stars 5, Jets 4, just underway with the third period. Lead pass on to center ice. Cut off, and before Newmanen can take it, Harvey fires it right back into the Jets zone. Now it's played off the right wing boards and all the way down by the Jets. This will be an icing call as Ledyard goes back to touch it up, and the whistle blows and play is called.
Well, the more you suffer, the more it shows you really care, they say, and Doug Zamolik is back on the bench. Mike, what happened there in that second period?
Well, we talked about the Stars with that big comeback in terms of the scoring, and they did a lot of it on the power play. The Stars won 12 faceoffs during that period. The Jets won only 10. Winnipeg had 6 body checks, the Stars with 5. Shots on goal went 16-10, favoring the Stars over the Jets. And 3 power play goals scored by Dallas out of 9 opportunities. Jets went 0 for 2 in that period. At the net now, a tie-up, and Manson tries to move Gagne out. Habibulin is under the pileup. He has the puck covered. The draw resulting in a shot right to the Winnipeg goal. And now that we have Churla and Daryl Shannon kicked out of the game, we'll see what all comes along in the way of rough stuff. Doug Zamolik, of course, is still available for action after being sewn up and appears none the worse for wear on the bench, although I would suspect that the cut that he sustained is not visible to us. It's probably underneath the forehead of his helmet.
It was the forehead. He received 10 stitches down in the Stars dressing room, and he is back on the bench, ready to go.
Turcotte ties up from the faceoff now with Gagne. The puck thrown behind the net for Manson. Here's Manson off the left wing. The pass too far for Tkachuk, and Cavallini is hit on the play by Doan. Sean Doan skating up the right wing now as Manson brings it on to center ice to Tkachuk. He's across the Dallas line. Drop pass stolen by Gagne. Back come the Stars on the attack. Here's Gagne down the left wing. Gets inside the blue line. Over to Jere Lehtinen. Lehtinen into the far corner. Checks on the play. Gagne in to help him out. Kicks the puck free. Gagne brings it on the left wing side now to Gilchrist. Slams on the brakes behind the goal. Turns it around on his backhand. Passes to Lehtinen. Behind the net for Gagne. And played free to the near boards for Turcotte. Darren Turcotte, the newcomer who came aboard in the trade for Nelson Emerson from Hartford. And Turcotte moves it on to center ice. Now skates across the Dallas line. Wrist shot to the net. Andy Moog makes the save. And Ludwig is there to hold off Tkachuk as play is called with 17:28 to go here in the third period.
Jere Lehtinen is, of course, a newcomer to the Dallas Stars this season, not a newcomer to the organization. Originally the Stars' 4th pick, 88th overall in the 1992 NHL entry draft. He's played his last 4 seasons in the Finnish leagues. 22-year-old Espoo, Finland native. That's near Helsinki. He said he grew up about 10 kilometers outside of Helsinki, Finland. Had a real nice preseason. He also had a real nice collision down in the Winnipeg Jet zone just a moment ago, but he's a guy that they really like.
How would Tampa Bay have missed out on drafting him? You would think that Phil Esposito, knowing that he was from a town called Espoo, would have just jumped all over that.
Took me a moment.
It's actually spelled with 2 O's. E-S-P-O-O is the name of that hometown. The play back inside the Winnipeg zone at the side of the net. Solani has to reach over and clear it loose, and now Borshevsky is in there to get it for Dallas. Nick Borshevsky for the Stars. Off the backboards. Over to Kevin Hatcher along the right wing. He plays it behind the goal. And in to pick it up along the near boards is Greg Adams. Adams checked on the play. Tied up and held by Teppo Numminen. Puck cleared to center ice. Kevin Hatcher's back to get it. Throws it on the right wing. Ahead now to Nick Borshevsky. Tries to pass it right in front. That's stolen by Zhamnov. Alexei Zhamnov moves it on to Silani. Across the blue line. Ludwig works it loose. He sends it to Modano. Mike Modano ahead to Borshevsky. Walks in. Fires. He had Kennedy loose in front and didn't see him for the pass. And the save is made. And here's Habibulin. Off now to Korolev. Korolev moving it to center ice for Mike Stapleton. And the puck goes over the glass and out of play with 16:12 to go in the third period. This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
Sometimes you need to see it for yourself. When the News 4 Texas I-Team catches someone trying to rip you off. And sometimes you just need help when you didn't get what you paid for or when the job is left undone. Count on the News 4 Texas I-Team, investigative reporter Becky Oliver and consumer expert Carla Winfrey for hard-hitting reports that expose the frauds to help you protect yourself. Count on the I-Team, only on News 4 Texas.
All the way from Tomsk, Russia, by way of Dynamo Moscow and Spartak Moscow in the Soviet Elite Leagues, Nikolai Borshevsky, who just missed Mike Kennedy. Didn't see him, didn't look.
Here's Zamolik back into his own zone. Now takes it in behind the net, leads it up the left boards, and Brett Gilchrist starts to center ice. Long pass ahead to Lettinen. Jere Lettinen gets across the line. Gives to Gagne. Behind the back pass looking for Gilchrist. Launched to the side of the net, and Gagne chases it over to the near corner. Now Lettinen back to pick it up to Gilchrist. Fires from a bad angle, and it's stopped in front by the defense. Manson got in the way. Now here's Zamolik into the corner. He gives to Gilchrist. Gilchrist over to Gagne. Back to Gilchrist. Side of the net pass. It's taken off the side of the goal now by Manson. Now Manson starts on, brings it ahead to center ice. Flipped by Stapleton across the line, back inside the Dallas zone, and Darian Hatcher is over to get it. Gives to Harvey. Tosses it back to Carbonneau. He's inside the Jets' end. Carbonneau checked on the play. Held up by Wilkinson. Harvey's in there to try and work it free. Played by Tkachuk behind the net for Wilkinson. Neil Wilkinson. Up ahead to Turcotte at center. Turcotte has good speed. Gets to the blue line, but Tkachuk was ahead of his winger. And with Tkachuk already in the zone, when Turcotte brought the puck across the line, the play was called offside.
Like Bob Gainey has shortened the bench here in the third period, partially out of necessity. He's lost Shane Churla for the hockey game, and so he's gone to 3 lines. He's kept the Modano line with Adams and Borshevsky intact. He's kept the Carbonneau line with Harvey and Kennedy intact. He's moved Gilchrist, who is a left winger, up to the Gagne line in Jim Storm's stead. So it's Gagne, Storm, and Lettinen. And then Bill Heward and Jim Storm are the guys that are sitting here in the third period.
Here's Numminen, right side over to Wilkinson, blasted into the corner. It winds off the back glass to the near boards and is played by Modano onto center ice. Right wing pass, Greg Adams across the line on his backhand, works in front. Habibulin sliding out with his stick and clears it away off Adams' stick. Now back comes Numminen down the left wing into the Dallas zone. He's played free by Kevin Hatcher. Over to Mike Modano. Now Tkachuk jams up on the play, works it loose to the corner. Tkachuk trying to take it out. Keith Tkachuk across the face-off circle. Modano on the near boards holding him and works it loose to the point. Numminen keeps it in. Now Numminen has it knocked away. Borshevsky leans in, gets some wood on it, and Nick Borshevsky plays it out of the zone to center. Borshevsky in control now to the blue line. Wrist shot blocked wide of the goal. Now over to Numminen. Here comes Teppo Numminen. Ahead now to Eastwood. He's across the line with 2 players ahead of him offside. And the action halts with 13:55 to go in the third. You know, Ralph, we see so many people that are Stars fans on a lot of our road trips many times, and it's unusual to see anybody here in Winnipeg. But one of the Stars off-ice officials, Ed Baker, is here in the building. He came up to business in North Dakota, just drove all the way on up to Winnipeg to see the game. So it's nice to see Ed Baker.
Yes, it is. And do you think he's here also for the big thing tomorrow night here? You know who's in our hotel today. You know who I almost bumped square into as I'm standing in the lobby today.
And that was?
John Bon Jovi, of that rock and roll group that the kids love to listen to. The Bon Jovi group, they call them, I think.
The one that you have all the CDs, right?
Yes, every one of them. Just got, you know, we got the Crossroads CD and, you know, with the greatest hits thing, but he's in the hotel too. Big day today in Winnipeg.
Here's Quint back at the blue line. Of course, I can't verify that John Bon Jovi is at this game.
But where else would he be in Winnipeg tonight?
That's right. Ed Baker knew that. He's here.
See?
Craig Mills to the corner. Checked on the play, brings it back to the point now for Darren Quint. Quint fires, trying to knock it to the front of the net, and Kevin Hatcher sends it out of the zone to center ice. Now Quint back to play it at the red line. Stars leading 5-4. They've outshot the Jets 30-28 in this game. Puck played onto center ice. Off the skate of Doig. Now a tie-up in front of the Stars bench. Doig and Harvey pushing and shoving at one another. Now they break it up as the line changes are completed. The puck cleared to center for Teppo Numminen. Yaron Lettinen of Dallas moves it over to Gilchrist. Gilchrist right side for Gagne. Gets it across the blue line. Back on the right wing now for Lettinen. He fires and the shot goes up high and wide off the corner board. Here's Solani, a break. He's in on Ledyard. And the whistle blows behind the play. We have a penalty call coming for interference. And that broke up Solani and the Jets' power play. This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
For years, cellular phones have been all business.
They always find me.
Power tools for the professionals.
Clients.
Well, those days are over.
Well, it must be so.
It's Billy, my paper boy.
At Southwestern Bell Mobile Systems, we've made cellular affordable for as little as $26.95 a month. Now you can take care of business.
Oh, that you hit the hummingbird feeder again. Yes.
Sign up now, and you'll also get an extra 100 minutes of airtime.
It could only come from here. Canada, the home of ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed to be colder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
Jack at Work. Tuesdays at 5 on News 4 Texas.
Away from the play, Teppo Numminen denies Teemu Solani a game-tying breaking-in opportunity as he's guilty of interference behind the play. Numminen, as he turns up ice, must have impeded the progress of one of the Dallas Stars players, and that was the call. Stars back on the power play.
Dallas is 3 for 9 with the man advantage in this game, and that all occurred during the second period. Stars have 11 power play shots tonight. They've also scored a shorthanded goal. Here's Mike Modano backing up into his own zone now for Paul Cavallini to our left. Cavallini skates on to center, winds up, fires it into the left wing corner. It goes in behind the goal, back to the near boards for Borshevsky. Modano knocks it away from Manson into the corner, ties up with Quint. Darren Quint hangs on. Mike Stapleton tries to work it loose, and Stapleton succeeds in controlling the puck, sends it left side for King. Here's Chris King inside the Dallas zone, now backs it up to his own end. He gets leveled by Darian Hatcher. Boy, Darian Hatcher hit him like a freight train, and now the Jets are going to want to come after Hatcher. It's a boarding penalty. Hatcher doesn't like the call, but he really leveled King, and that's to pay back for Doug Zamolik's injury earlier. King is now conscious again and is back up, and now he wants a piece of Hatcher. And he's wondering what hit him. I don't think he knew for a few moments.
Darian Hatcher, the freight train has a number 2, and that is a boarding penalty, and I mean, or you've never seen one. Hatcher comes in and levels King from behind, and Don Koharski is about 4 inches from the play.
2 minutes for boarding. Having a penalty.
Well, the fans here wanted more. They wanted a major boarding penalty. Terry Simpson, who was officially named as head coach of the Jets on June 20th this summer after serving as an interim head coach at the end of last season, also wanting more from Don Koharski.
There's no question that Darian Hatcher is trying to pay back a little bit for what King did earlier in slamming Zamolik's head to the ice. But I think Koharski made the right call there. It's a minor penalty.
You know, Hatch just hits with such authority. He's such a big man. The impact along the glass. They'll skate 4-on-4 for another 1 minute 10 seconds. When the penalty on Newmanen expires for the Jets, they'll have a 50-second man advantage with which they will try to tie this hockey game.
Islanders and Boston tied at 4 earlier today. The Devils shut out Florida 4-0. All the scores brought to you as always by Southwest Airlines. Stars Farm Club at Kalamazoo. The Michigan K-Wings 2-0. Beat Cincinnati and Fort Wayne already. They play tonight at Cleveland. Here's a hit at center as Lettinen is crunched by Manson, but still has the puck. Brings it over now to Modano. On the left wing, Modano dumped to the ice. Jere Lettinen tries to work it free. He plays it behind the goal. Here's a penalty call coming for holding. And this is against the Jets. And Winnipeg will now be shorthanded. They have 54 seconds left to go in the minor penalty to Newmanen. 1:44 left in the Darian Hatcher boarding call. And now Neil Wilkinson heads off the ice with the holding call.
Well, Neil Wilkinson, who used to be a teammate of Mike Modano, tries the takedown. Puts Modano on his rear end in the corner to the right of Hobby Bulin. And with Koharski on alert here to watch what's going on, Wilkinson was ill-advised to make that kind of a move. It's another penalty, and the Jets will not now have that equalizing power play opportunity. Winnipeg taking their 15th penalty of the hockey game for 55 minutes. Stars have been penalized 12 times for 41. 8:31 the time of this call. 11.5 to play. It's opening night in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The Dallas Stars 5, the Winnipeg Jets 4. And Andy Moog at the other end of the ice, Mike, has not seen a lot of action here since Korolev's goal, 16:56 into the first period, to make it a 4-2 game. And you know what? Andy doesn't care if it's 5-4, 9-8, 3-2, what, you know, he's all right down there. All those years in Edmonton.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he didn't care what the score is. We're in the lead. That's it.
He's used to those big scoring games.
You bet.
But a rarity for a Dallas team. But he's just glad at this point that the Stars are on the winning end. Now Modano is pitched, or just the Winnipeg center pitched out. They're going to throw Eastwood. Mike Civic leaves Modano in there. And a new Jet center will come on to work in his place. Darren Quint will get a chance here and beats Modano, but Modano goes to the boards to get the puck. Now Quint takes it back to the point. Here is Kevin Hatcher, left side. He goes to Ledger, a slap shot, a blazing drive that went just wide of the Jets' goal. Harvey gets pushed out from in front of the net by Hobby Bulin. Now the puck played to the point. Kevin Hatcher over to Modano. Mike Modano back to the point for Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher winds, fires, and a stick wide of the goal by Hobby Bulin. Into the corner it comes. Harvey digs it out to Modano. Mike Modano with it in behind the net. Brings it back to the right point. Now Kevin Hatcher over to play it. Hatcher over to Modano. Modano faking and delivers back to Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher to Modano. A slap shot. Pad save. Harvey with a rebound. And it's cleared wide to the corner. Ledyard is back to steal it. Back to Modano. A drive. Oh, a shot by Harvey. Right on. And a save by Hobby Bulin. And cleared back to the near corner. Modano back to pick it up. First penalty expires. The Jets now get one man back. Newmanen is out there. And Kevin Hatcher is back to take it over to Ledyard. Now it's a 4-on-4. Pass on the right wing side for Kevin Hatcher. He throws it left side. Adams across the line. Crowd thought it was offside. Mike Civic said no. Back inside the Jets zone we go. The puck cleared to center ice. Hatcher plays it loose. Newman picks it up on the right wing to Stapleton. He's into the Dallas zone. Jamnoff is in. Alexei Jamnoff ties the game with a breakaway down the left wing from the blue line on in. We're at 5-5.
It'll go as a 4-on-4 even strength goal, and you could almost smell that one coming. Game got a little too loosey-goosey, and in a game with a lot of open ice, 4-on-4 skaters, and a little bit of sloppy play, look out. Jamnoff strikes like lightning, and this game is tied up. Beautiful shot, waits for Moog to come over too far, and then goes back across his body. And it's a 5-5 hockey game on the Jets' leading scorer from 1 year ago, Alexei Jamnoff's first goal of this season.
His first of the season, scored by number 10, Alexei Jamnoff. The assist, number 14, Mike Stapleton. And number 27, Teppo Numanen. Time to go, 9 minutes, 53 seconds.
Well, Alexei Jamnoff was successful against the Dallas Stars last year, scoring 4 goals and 3 assists for 7 points. He led the Jets in scoring last season with 30 goals and 65 points on the season. Had 3 goals and 3 assists during the preseason. And you can count on a guy like that. Can the Jets? If you give him a breakaway situation like that, he's going to make the most of it. And he buries one past Moog to tie the game.
You know, Mike, you also have to appreciate the kind of numbers he put up. I mean, 30 goals in a shortened season is darn near the equivalent of 60 goals in a regular season, and that is an awful lot of goals for anybody in this man's game. And Jamnoff, very dangerous. They talk about Solani and Tkachuk and the importance of signing those players. Jamnoff's in his option year. That's a guy that they're going to have to make very happy if they want to keep him in whatever uniform this team winds up wearing next season in whatever city they may go.
10:07 to go, third period. We're all tied up at 5. Down the left wing is Greg Adams. Belted into the corner on a hit by Newman and still has the puck. Adams keeps fighting. Now is hit again. A sandwich check from 2 Jets players. And back comes Tkachuk. Up to Turcotte. He's across the line. Fires wide of the Dallas net. Now Tkachuk in the corner. Loses an edge. And the puck comes over to Ludwig. Flips on to center. Darian Hatcher out of the box. Skating in alone and couldn't handle the puck. It comes over on the left wing now to Gagne. Gagne down the left side. Fires a shot. Save Habibulin. Rebound cleared to the far boards for Tkachuk. Back comes Keith Tkachuk to center ice now for the Jets. In across the line with Wilkinson to the corner. Harvey over to play it. Bats it up the boards for Kennedy. Throws behind the net. And Ledyard is in to chase the puck now. Here comes Grant Ledyard. Stick handles on to center ice. Dumps it across the line. Back inside the Winnipeg zone. Played out of the corner now, and Carbonneau up the middle to Zamolik. Fires a shot. Oh, a save. Habibulin with his shoulder. And Harvey just about found the rebound and tucked it in. Now here comes Jamnoff to start back. Out to center. Picked off the pass taken by Kennedy. Kennedy across the blue line. Wrist shot. Save Habibulin. Rebound. And Guy Carbonneau cruising through the goal mouth. Steals the puck. Here's Carbonneau. Over to Harvey. Crowd comes alive. Chanting, "Go, Jets, go." Back into the corner for Carbonneau. Tries to center. Has it played away out to center ice. And the Jets clearing it all the way down. Kevin Hatcher is back to scoop it up. Icing is the call with 8:28 to go in the third period. We're tied at 5 on the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
Alcoholism has lots of symptoms that tell you you've got a problem. But you can have lots of excuses to tell yourself you don't.
I'm just doing it to relax. I'm not drunk.
If you think you might have a problem with alcohol, call Charter at 1-800-CHARTER.
I just don't feel like seeing anyone tonight.
We're here to help you 24 hours a day, whether you need hospital care or outpatient treatment. During the day or in the evening after work, you can call us anytime.
Big deal. So I took a day off. Big deal.
If you think you might have a problem with drinking, you probably do. So call 1-800-CHARTER and we'll explain how we can help.
I forgot, all right? All right?
Please call Charter. It could make you feel a whole lot better.
I'm not drunk, all right?
Nothing wrong with me. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with me.
Nothing wrong with me.
If you or someone you care about has a problem with alcohol, call Charter at 1-800-CHARTER. If you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere.
On what is most likely the last opening night in the history of the Winnipeg Jets in Winnipeg, they have a dandy of a hockey game going. It's a 5-5 score between the Stars and the Jets. It has been exciting, it has been physical, and it's going to get down to the end.
Mike Modano against Mike Eastwood. Eastwood wins the draw, brings it back now to Newmanen. Teppo Newmanen on defense, flips it too far for Eastwood. It sails all the way down. The icing waved off, and here's Darian Hatcher to pick it up. Hatcher over to Modano. Modano on the near boards, flips it on to center ice. Newmanen is back to play it. Newmanen dumps it on into the Dallas zone. Now Zamolik over to Hatcher. Darian Hatcher, the Stars captain, works on to center. Crunches with Mills on the right wing boards. The puck thrown back inside the Jet zone. Played over now to Shannon. Darren Shannon dumps it back into Dallas ice, and Ludwig is in to retrieve it. He and Eastwood collide on the backboards. The puck is still loose. Now Darren Shannon takes it at the side of the net. Tries to find Craig Mills out front. The puck knocked free. Greg Adams sending it up the far boards at the blue line. Mills chasing, and Shannon keeps it in. The puck sent to center by Borshevsky. Nick Borshevsky knocked to the ice by Manson. Back comes Quint. Over to Tkachuk. Tkachuk lost control. Here's Carbonneau to Kennedy. He's in alone. Mike Kennedy, a shot and a save and a rebound. Knocked wide by Jaime Nolan. And Tkachuk starts back. Here comes Tkachuk on the right wing. Leads it across the line. Wrist shot. Right on. Andy Moog makes the save and holds on as Shane Doan has a chance stopped by the Dallas goaltender.
Well, I'll tell you, Guy Carbonneau, for a guy who has been known for his defense and then some in the National Hockey League, began the game by scoring a shorthanded goal. Now springs Mike Kennedy on a perfect pass that gets him behind the defense. Carbonneau right on the tape of Kennedy, and he's in behind the Winnipeg defense. Not one, but two shots on Habibulin, who's sliding backward toward his goal, is able to keep that left leg strong and knock the shot down. Kennedy has a goal in the game tonight. Carbonneau has a goal in the game tonight, and Kennedy is furious with himself on the Dallas bench. He thought that had 6'5" embossed across the front of that puck.
Crowd tonight, 13,914. 13,914 here in Winnipeg on opening night. And it's a rocking house, believe me. Stapleton wins the draw, brings it back to the point. Wilkinson fires. That's blocked. Gagne sending it out of the zone to center. Now back to the blue line. Inside the Jets end, Newmanen goes to the corner. Flips it ahead for McKenzie, but the delayed offside is now called, and they'll say it's intentional. They bring the faceoff all the way down the ice and back inside the Dallas zone with 6:50 to go in the third. You know, they do a great job in public relations here. Rich Nairn just came in and heard us talking about the Kalamazoo Wings and the fact that they beat Fort Wayne 9-4 last night. So what does he do? He hustles out and gets us the score from tonight. They lose tonight at Cleveland 5-4. The Michigan K-Wings, the Stars' top farm club.
Now, are we going to be calling them Michigan or Kalamazoo also?
They are the Michigan
They are now the
K-Wings.
Michigan K-Wings.
They're the Michigan K-Wings.
But they've been Kalamazoo for so long. Last night, Corey Millen had a pair.
Yeah.
Jamie Langenbrunner, I believe, had a goal last night.
Sergei Gusev and Dan Kessa.
Kessa got one.
Manny Fernandez had 29 saves in that game last night, but tonight they were beaten in Cleveland. So they are now 2-1. Here's a wrist shot on goal. Corey Millen makes the save. The rebound cleared up the right wing boards. Sent on to center ice. Jamnop picks it off and starts back now for the Jets. Leads it all the way down. This will be an icing call as Ludwig goes back to get it. And the upstretched arm of Mike Civic signals the stoppage in play with 6:33 to go in the third period.
Craig Ludwig was also a member of the 1986 Stanley Cup Championship team in Montreal, which included, as we've talked about before, Bob Gainey and Mike McPhee, Mike Lawler, And now Guy Carbonneau as well, who is now with the Dallas Stars. Flood's played an awful lot of softball over the season, over the off season. 8 nights a week, he said he played softball.
Over 200 games.
Oh my!
And he was injured at the end of the hockey season.
I don't know. I think he's always injured, but he just always plays.
Probably plays with a lot of injuries up there in that softball league too.
Sure.
Guy Carbonneau chasing the puck behind the Winnipeg goal, tries to center. It's knocked away to the blue line. Ledyard fired it across the line. And now it's sent to the corner for Khabibulin over to play it. Nick Khabibulin in the Winnipeg goal. His Jets are in a 5-5 tie with the Dallas Stars. Leads it up the left boards, and Korolev on to Zhamnov, right wing to Solani. Teemu Solani back to Zhamnov. Zhamnov can't get it centered. Carbonneau steals. Back comes Guy Carbonneau with Mike Kennedy. Carbonneau across the blue line. Drop past Kennedy. Turns, spins, tries to throw it off the boards. Carbonneau back to take it behind the net. He centers off Borshevsky's skate. The puck is loose. Kennedy a high shot, and he threw it over the net off the glass. Now it's played out of the zone to center ice, and Kennedy back to retrieve it again. Mike Kennedy bumped by Zhamnov. The puck thrown back inside the Winnipeg end. Here's Quint to pick it up. Over to Manson. Manson dumps it on to center ice, and Darian Hatcher back to flag it down. 5.5 to go here in the third. We're tied at 5. Across the line comes Mike Modano. Wrist shot right on, a pad save. Made a rebound out front, and a backhander. Darian Hatcher's drive kicked aside by Khabibulin. Now Modano over to chase the puck. Mike Modano into the corner. Teppo Newman steals for the Jets. Starts back to center ice for Shannon. And stolen by Darian Hatcher at the Stars line. He clears it all the way down back into the Winnipeg end. Again, the Stars change the lines. Pass led off the left boards, too far for Wilkinson, and it goes back into the Dallas zone. Here's Smolik back to pick it up. Doug Smolik ahead now for Lettman on the right wing. Dumps it across the line. Manson's skate kicks it wide into the corner. Now it's played behind the net. Wilkinson over to pick it up. Wilkinson to Shannon. Lead pass, Turcotte. He's in alone. Chased by Smolik. Oh, robs him with a glorious skate save. Dashing out that right leg and kicking the puck just wide of the goal. Now the puck cleared on to center. Gagne 2-on-1 with Gilchrist. Fakes, fires, a shot. Glove save, Khabibulin. Oh! The goaltenders now take their turn, putting on a fabulous show. And we're still tied at 5 on the Dallas Stars Hockey Network.
What do you get when you fly the low-fare airline? Fun fares.
Well, you waited so long for a fare to get so nice and low now. Now you really should fly.
Light up the night. Southwest Airlines' new fun fares are so low. Want to see that again? Now you can fly just for the fun of it.
Come along with us, 'cause we got a lot of things to do now. Now you really should fly. And you'll have fun, 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 flying Southwest on a fun fair today. Fun, fun, flying on a fun fair.
Diet Dr. Pepper, the taste you've been looking for. This is Channel 27, ADFI TV.
What an exciting opener. The always dangerous Darren Turcotte in alone in a 5-5 game. Moog with the toe save. Then at the other end, the always equally as dangerous Dave Gagne moving in for the Dallas Stars, cutting toward the center, fakes the shot, and Khabibulin comes up with it, reaching behind him. I mean, what a couple of saves by these goaltenders. My goodness, Mike Fornes.
Well, it's getting a little rough now from the face-off, and we're going to have a roughing penalty. And this is against Manson of the Jets. So once again, the table is set for the Stars, and here's a great chance to win it on the power play.
You know, roughing on Manson, and you know, the Stars have not been without their chances in Winnipeg's building tonight. They have had, this is now their, by my count, 13th power play opportunity, twice as many as the Winnipeg Jets. Bob Gainey's team certainly cannot complain about the opportunities that they've had tonight.
Our statistician Alan Ediger pointing out that the Stars have 13 power play shots tonight, and they are 3 for 12 with the man advantage. So here's a great chance to pot one and win this thing. Stapleton leans in against Modano, swipes the draw, and it's cleared all the way down the ice to ease the pressure. How can they think about not having NHL hockey in Winnipeg? You know, a game like this really makes you realize it. The puck cleared by Newman all the way down the ice. And the Stars forced to start over. Modano left side for Grant Ledyard. Poke check at the line. A steal. Wilkinson not a threat. Skates in though. Walks in. Fires. And scores. The last guy that you would figure to score on a breakaway. He does it here and puts the Jets into a 6-5 lead over the Dallas Stars.
He originally broke into this league with the Stars. This is his 15th game against the Stars, and he has never scored a goal. He had 1 goal all last season in 40 games. Stars get a little confused, trying to carry the puck in, not dump it in. Wilkinson stands up Ledyard, and then he is off. Borshevsky is chasing him. Ledyard is chasing him. Moog goes down, makes Wilkinson go upstairs with it, and he finds the heart of the back of the net. My goodness.
Scored unassisted by number 2, Neil Wilkinson.
It's the biggest goal of his career.
Unassisted. Short-handed goal for Neil Wilkinson at 16:21. Absolutely the last player. If you had told me before the game that a short-handed goal would be scored on a breakaway to put Winnipeg ahead by 1 with 3:39 to go, he was the last guy I would have said. Even when he got the breakaway, I didn't think he was a threat to score.
And you said that when he was on the breakaway. In your call of the goal, you said he's no threat, and he isn't a threat. Andy Moog went down. Wilkinson put the puck up over Andy's body, and it is 6-5. Stars with 1:23 remaining on the power play to try and tie this game up. They have surrendered 2 third-period goals to Winnipeg. They led 5-4 coming into this last period of play.
Stars still have the power play, remember, so they can salvage a point or work towards a win by scoring here. The Jets clear the zone, dumping it out to center ice. Cavallini back to play it. Paul Cavallini over to Dave Gagne. Gagne's stick handles on to center ice, left side for Cavallini. He gets across the line, carries the puck in front. Gagne fires! Save Habibulin! Rebound out to Cavallini. High shot, hit the shaft of Habibulin's stick. It goes into the corner, and Shannon plays to the blue line. Darian Hatcher keeps it in. Dumps it along the near boards now to Gagne. Gagne at the top of the circle on the right wing. Walks in, tries to pass, has it stolen. And out comes Eastwood to center ice, and he lugs it back into the Dallas zone.
I'll tell you, they have had more scoring opportunities here in this hockey game, Mike, and Habibulin has just shut them down.
Puck cleared on the right wing. Kennedy throws it in behind the goal. Harvey over after it, jams up with Newman and takes a spill back to the point. Zmolik a drive, save Habibulin. Rebound cleared by Jamnov up the board. Zmolik keeps it in play, and now it's sent by Korolev up to center ice. But Zmolik is there to grab it. Zmolik run into the boards by Jamnov, and the crowd roaring in approval. Now the Jets cleared all the way down. Manson is offside as he takes the pass inside the Dallas zone that came from all the way back in Winnipeg ice. 2:10 left to go in the third period. The face-off back to the Jet zone, but they are in the driver's seat, leading in this game 6-5 over Dallas.
Well, Habibulin, for a guy who's given up 5 goals tonight, has played like a Vezina Trophy candidate. I mean, he has knocked down unbelievably prime opportunities out in front of the goal. Gagne had one. Rebound by Lettinen. He can't get it in the goal. Cavallini's whacking away at it. I mean to tell you, it's not as if the Stars haven't had their chances, Mike.
Habibulin with a 5.06 goals against average last year against Dallas in 2 games. He's used to giving up a lot, but he won one of those games and lost one. Here's Turcotte breaking down the right wing from the faceoff into the Dallas zone. Floats a pass across in front of the Stars net. Now Turcotte chasing, picked off at the blue line by Borshevsky, and thrown rink wide. Paul Cavallini over to pick it up. Cavallini throws the pass long on the right wing, back into the Jets' end. Mike Modano skates to the center ice line now and gets tripped up as he crosses the blue line. No call. Darian Hatcher has it at center. Puck check loose by Turcotte. Here's Turcotte to play it. Back inside the Dallas zone. Borshevsky over to take the puck. Now Modano picks it up. Brings it ahead to Adams. Modano hooked off his skate. Adams in behind the Jets net, but Darren Quint takes over. Quint to center. Into the Stars zone. Left wing side. Throws it behind the net. 1:15 to play. Here's a centering pass picked off, and Kevin Hatcher works his way to center ice. Throws it back into the Jets' end. Now Korolev. Headmans it onto center ice for Solani. Teemu Solani over to Korolev. Igor Korolev with 2 goals in the game. Back into the Dallas zone. Final minute of play is underway. At the blue line. Here's Wilkinson. Throws it behind the Stars goal. Over to Korolev. Korolev chasing. Jamnov back to the point. Wilkinson fires. And Carbonneau blocked it. He's feeling the effects after blocking that shot. Limping a bit on the ice. Now it's cleared past Wilkinson by Kennedy. Kennedy hustles to the corner. Eastwood is over to take it. The Stars empty their net of Andy Moog. They have a 6th attacker on. The puck cleared all the way down and into the net for a score. The Jets, with an empty net goal, make it 7-5 over the Dallas Stars with 29.2 seconds to play here in the third.
And it is the hat-trick goal for Igor Korolev. Bob Gainey biting his lip on the bench. 12 goals is a week's total for what this team should be involved in. Dallas Stars cannot afford a shootout with anybody in the NHL, least of all a team like the Winnipeg Jets. Korolev picks an opening from the sideboards near center ice. Darian Hatcher scrambling back, but the puck takes a 1/2 over Hatch's stick. And Korolev gets the hat trick and the put it away goal. Still 29-2 remaining here in the third period. But the Dallas Stars, who can take some good things out of this game tonight, they did score 5 goals. The power play accounted for 3. Carbonneau got a shorthanded goal. Have some mistakes to correct, as I'm sure they will, and bring it back to the home opener where the crowd is more friendly. There's been a really electric evening tonight here in Winnipeg for the Jets.
Andy Moog was only out of the goal for about 10 seconds, and Korolev scored his hat-trick goal. Time of the goal, 19:30. Eastwood gets an assist on Korolev's 3rd of the game. Puck cleared back inside the Jet zone. The Stars pressure. Modano fires. Habibulin makes a stick save. 6 seconds to play. Puck cleared out to center ice. Lettinen hooked in the face from behind by King. And time runs out. And that's the end of the hockey game. They are standing here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. A team that was just about given up for dead at the end of last season. They didn't think they'd ever see an NHL game here again. They have been given a reprieve, and they're told they have won last season, and they're sure enjoying this opening night to the fullest. The Jets 7, the Dallas Stars 5. Back with a recap and the 3 Stars after these words.
There's no stealing your thunder. It can't be contained. You fill me with wonder, cool me off like rain. 'Cause you're a part of me. Pepper, you're a part of me. Yeah, yeah.
I trained my boy McNeely to go toe-to-toe with the champ, and he did for 89 seconds. He didn't back down from any combinations thrown at him, and he ain't backing down from this one.
There's a new stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut. Not just cheese, but pepperoni baked right into the crust.
So good you'll eat it backwards. Show him, kid.
Oh, boy.
The new 1-2 combination cheese and pepperoni stuffed crust pizza.
Hey, McNeely, how many slices am I holding?
Now, when you've finished an ice-cold Dr. Pepper or Diet Dr. Pepper, continue the chill at a Dallas Stars hockey game. Here's what you do. Take any Dr. Pepper or Diet Dr. Pepper can to the Reunion Arena box office. Here's what you get. $5 off all October and November home games. Cool game. Hot ticket. $5 off. Brought to you by the Dr. Pepper Bottling Company of Texas, Fox 4 Texas, and Channel 27, the rising star of Texas. Call 214-GO-STARS for more information.
Somewhere over the rainbow, you'll find the most exciting spectacle ever to hit the ice. It's the Wizard of Oz on ice. It's live, it's spectacular, and it will take your breath away. Follow the yellow brick road to this one-time, once-in-a-lifetime experience. There's no place like Oz on ice.
Coming to Reunion Arena and Tarrant County Convention Center. For group rates, call 214-GO-STARS.
Final score tonight here on opening night in Winnipeg, Manitoba, in front of 13,914. The Dallas Stars losing to the Winnipeg Jets 7-5. Mike Forens welcoming you back once again to Dallas Stars hockey. A real whale of an opening night game. It could have gone either way, I think, especially as you got into the middle period. Then it could have gone any way again at the end. And the teams fought very hard. The goaltending didn't look too good in the beginning on either side. It shaped up. Both goalers made great saves to keep their teams in it near the very end, and some very unlikely stars, I guess, Ralph Strangis, if that's the way we want to refer to some of the way some of these players played. Neil Wilkinson, in fact, was named the game's #1 star. His game winner pretty well said it all.
Well, it was a very strange hockey game, and again, this is a strange and unusual business, as we've been noticing here for the years that we've been covering this sport. But you know, an opening night game like this, the Stars did not want to get into an offensive shootout with the Winnipeg Jets. They did, and they darn near won it. But with the power play in a 5-5 hockey game with 3.5 minutes to play, the Stars give up a shorthanded goal to Neil Wilkinson, and it might be the only goal he'll score all year. It might be the only goal he'll score in the next 2 years. But it was the goal that broke the Stars back and put the Jets up for good.
Who could have predicted it? A shorthanded goal scored by a defenseman who's not known to be very good with a puck, not known to be speedy, but he skated in, and he definitely provided our Dodge game breaker for tonight. Wilkinson stealing the puck while his team was shorthanded, a nifty little stick check. That's all it took to knock it free. But then where does this guy come up with this kind of speed to outskate Borshevsky? He's gaining ground on him right there and walked in and scored past Andy Moog, and that was the goal that won the game. Very unlikely, but you got to give the guy credit. He did a nice job.
Well, it didn't happen very fast. It happened more like a medium pace kind of a shot for him, but he certainly beat Andy Moog, and he beat the Dallas Stars with that shot. And I can tell you, because I know Wilkie a little bit, he spent his first year or so with the Stars in Minnesota, and he's a guy that right now is really excited about what just happened out there.
The Stars threw everything at the Winnipeg Jets in that third period. They outshot them 18-8 for a game total of 43 shots to 34. Remember, at one point in the second period, the Jets had almost doubled the Stars' output in shots. It was something like 22-13 at that point, and the Stars came right on after that and did a great job in scoring. Dallas had 3 goals in a row, but Winnipeg came back in the third period and scored 3 goals in a row too, and that was their story. So our game summary shapes up as follows when you talk about tonight's contest. 43-34 in shots for the Dallas Stars. The Jets out-hit Dallas 21-11. Face-offs were a little closer, 36-30, with the Jets holding the advantage. The Stars were presented with 13 power play opportunities tonight, and they all came in the last 2 periods of the game. They had none in the first period. They scored 3 times, and the Jets went 1 for 6 with a man advantage. Dallas took 41 minutes in penalties, and Winnipeg took 59 minutes in penalties. Our 3 stars of the game this evening: Neil Wilkinson named #1, Todd Harvey named number 2, and Igor Korolev with a 3-goal hat trick tonight, the last one being an empty netter. He was named the number 3 star of this contest. Andy Moog takes the loss. He's 0-1, 36 saves for him, 6 goals against plus the empty netter. And Nick Hobby-Boulin with 29 stops and 5 goals against. He picks up the win. He's 1-0. And like you said, Ralph, how can a guy give up 5 goals and still play well? When called upon in the third, when the game was on the line, he definitely made the saves that made the difference in this game.
Yeah, he really did, and I was a bit surprised that the Winnipeg people left him out of the 3-star selection, but again, the 3 stars is just one of those fun things that everybody second guesses in the car on the way home. And Andy Moog loses an opening game for the first time in his National Hockey League career tonight. So a very long and illustrious string fell tonight against these Winnipeg Jets.
The 15th time he has opened an NHL season for his hockey club, wherever he has played among the 3 NHL cities, Edmonton, Boston, and now Dallas, and the first time that he has been defeated. We'll have more from the Winnipeg Arena right after these words.
It could only come from here, Canada. The home of ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed to be colder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
As a rule, engines develop good torque only when you push hard on the accelerator. But even at idle speed, a Dodge Magnum V8 can pull not only this loaded Ram 1500, but this loaded 2500 and a loaded 3500 as well. 15 tons. That's because every Ram truck has to pull much more than its own weight, even at idle speed. That's our rule. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
In South Dallas, a lot of folks like to work on their cars, and a lot of them come to AutoZone. They save money on top quality parts, and they find helpful people, like Rocky Brown. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Rocky's the kind of guy folks go out of their way to see. He's good at solving problems, and he really knows his parts. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Now, when you've finished an ice-cold Dr. Pepper or Diet Dr. Pepper, continue the chill at a Dallas Stars hockey game. Here's what you do. Take any Dr. Pepper or Diet Dr. Pepper can to the Reunion Arena box office. Here's what you get. $5 off all October and November home games. Cool game. Hot ticket. $5 off. Brought to you by the Dr. Pepper Bottling Company of Texas, Fox 4 Texas, and Channel 27, the Rising Star of Texas. Call 214-GO-STARS for more information.
Well, a 7-5 final tonight here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Mike Forens with Ralph Strand just welcoming you back once again to Dallas Stars hockey. I guess the two unpredictables in this game, Ralph, people saying the Stars have no scoring. Well, they had 5 goals. That was plenty of scoring. And Winnipeg, you know, has no defense. And well, they gave up 5. Yeah, but the Stars are supposed to not give up 7. You know, things don't always work out the way you think they're going to. What did you like about this game as far as the Stars were concerned?
Well, what I liked about the game from the Stars standpoint is they're kind of supposed to be able to get some goals against the Winnipeg Jets, and that happened because the Jets have a porous defense, a criticized defense. That is not the strong suit of the Winnipeg Jets. But we all knew about the firepower of the Jets offense. The Dallas Stars know about it, and the Stars game, again, is built around defense, and they weren't able to take care of some of the business in their own zone tonight. And that was a big problem for the Stars almost from the opening face-off here in this hockey game. But I guess from the positive standpoint, they were able to put 5 goals out there. It is the first game of the season. They get out there, they're skating with a lot of different forward lines out there, and Bob Gainey plays defense not in units of 2 and a goaltender, but he plays in units of 5 and a goaltender. And when you've got a lot of different forward combinations out there, you know, it's going to be something that's going to take an adjustment, and I think they will adjust.
We talked at the top of the show about emotion for Winnipeg. How much did that play into the Jets' plans tonight?
I think terrifically. I think the Jets were able to build off of a very emotional crowd here in Winnipeg for their opener tonight, and they were able to make the most out of that. And in fact, in the third period, it was the crowd that got behind the Jets. The Stars were pressing for the go-ahead goal, and they were chanting, "Go Jets, go," in a 5-5 hockey game. And I think that really lifted the spirits of the Jets, who maybe were getting down toward the fumes in the old tank, but they were able to come out with a win tonight, a 7-5 win. And good win for Winnipeg, and the Stars will regroup and go home. 3 at home next week.
Lots of other results around the National Hockey League, both this afternoon and tonight. Let's start first of all with a 4-4 final this afternoon. The New York Islanders against the Boston Bruins. Cam Neely came up with a hat trick in that game for Boston. The goaltenders Blaine Locker for the Bruins and Tommy Soderstrom in the net for the New York Islanders as they skate to a 4-4 overtime tie at the brand new Fleet Center in downtown Boston next to the old Boston Garden. Rangers get shut out tonight by the Hartford Whalers. There's a team everybody says is going to be much better this year. Sean Burke posting the shutout as the mighty Whale comes up with a 2-0 win over the Rangers. Glenn Wesley and Kelly Chase scored the goals. Burke had 36 saves in that game. The Leafs and the Pittsburgh Penguins playing at the Igloo tonight. Pittsburgh won it by an 8-3 finale. Mario Lemieux had 4 assists in that game. Tom Barrasso got the win. Felix Potvin took the loss. Ronnie Francis had a couple of goals for Pittsburgh as the Penguins beat the Maple Leafs. Buffalo and Ottawa 1-1 now in the second period of that one. Gary Galley has scored for the Sabres. Michel Picard has scored for Ottawa. Don Beaupre in net for the Senators. Dominic Hasek in net for Buffalo. Philadelphia beating up on Montreal tonight 7-1. What a game for the former Canadians who are playing in the Philadelphia lineup as they win in the Forum tonight, beginning the last season in the old Montreal Forum. They retired number 1 for Jacques Plante tonight in Montreal in a pregame ceremony, and Ron Hextall takes the victory. Patrick Waugh gets the loss as the Flyers skate away with a 7-1 decision. In that game, Eric Lindros had a goal and an assist as the Canadians lose to the Flyers. The Panthers were shut out this afternoon by the New Jersey Devils. Martin Brodeur got the whitewashing as New Jersey wins by a score of 4-0. John McLean, Bobby Holik, McLean scoring again, and Stéphane Richer all hitting for New Jersey in that contest played earlier today at the Meadowlands. They raised the championship Stanley Cup banner this afternoon at the Meadowlands of New Jersey. The Capitals coming up with a shutout as well. They blanked the St. Louis Blues 4-0. Jim Carey earning his first shutout of the season. The Blues had only 9 shots in 2 periods of play. Sergei Gonchar scoring with Ken Klee, Joe Juneau, and Pat Peake for the winning Washington Capitals. Grant Fuhr took the loss for the St. Louis Blues. Calgary and Tampa Bay tying in overtime 3-3. The Flames tied the game with 1:57 seconds left on a goal by Mike Sullivan. James Patrick and Corey Stillman also scored for the Flames, who had Trevor Kidd in goal. Darren Pupa picked up the tie for Tampa Bay. Peter Klima, Chris Gratton, and Anatoly Semenov all scoring for the Lightning. Chicago and San Jose are underway now in the first period. No score. Colorado and the Kings also scoreless in the first, and Kalamazoo beaten tonight. The Michigan K-Wings losing at Cleveland 5-4.
Well, the Stars are going to return home, and they are going to have 3 games at home next week, including the big home opener. It's going to be Tuesday night when the Calgary Flames come to town, and it'll be a 7:30 start. Call now, 214-GO-STARS. Get tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Opening nights always are.
A great time. We hope you'll be there. Once again, the final score tonight, 7-5. The Jets take the opener. We'll see you Tuesday night at Reunion Arena. Broadcast time will be at 7:20 on the Dallas Stars Hockey Network. Until then, Mike Forens for Ralph Strangis saying thanks for joining us. So long from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Dallas Stars Hockey, cool game, hot ticket, has been brought to you by Molson of Canada, a Canadian tradition since 1786. Southwest Airlines flies Southwest, the low-fare airline. And by the Dr. Pepper Bottling Company of Texas, Diet Dr. Pepper, the official soft drink of the Dallas Stars. The executive producer of Dallas Stars Hockey is Bill Strong. This game has been produced and directed by Kevin Spivey. Broadcast manager, Hillary Roberts.
Think 2 highly competitive athletes would have trouble compromising?
Not us.
Andy mows the lawn.
Chrissy waters it.
We play a friendly game of tennis.
Whoa! I call war.
But we don't compromise on nutrition. Other side dishes use artificial flavoring, fat, and a lot of salt.
But Good Harvest is naturally flavored from 26 herbs and spices.
Spice Island's Good Harvest. Rice, stuffing, and potato side dishes. Good taste, good health, good harvest.
Hey, I do most of the compromising.
I let you be in my commercial.
Sure, but I had to audition.
It's about more than sunshine and thunderstorms. It's about forecasting the serious nature of Texas weather. That's why Weather for Texas is now equipped with forewarned Doppler radar. The most technologically advanced and powerful radar system in Texas. Accurate forecasts, team coverage. Trust News 4 Texas to keep you one step ahead of the weather. Jack at Work, Tuesdays at 5 on News 4 Texas.
The way to save on collect calls, just dial 1-800-COLL-ECT from any phone to any phone and save.
Oh, the Grand Canyon. What a Grand Canyon. Times like these when you think about those closest to you. Think I'll call home.
Please say your name.
Homer!
Yellow?
Collect call from Homer?
No way, man. I only accept 1-800 calls. Give me the times, Homer.
Why, you little...
Dial 1-800-COLLECT. It's the way to call collect.
Oh, isn't that cute? What? You guys are like the three bears. You're double Whopper, Whopper, Whopper Jr., Bing, Bang, Boom.
I'm hungry, so what?
Well, nothing just sort of struck me as funny.
So what are you saying? I'm like the mama bear?
A Whopper value meal for any size appetite, starting at $1.99 every day at Burger King. That's getting your burger's worth.
Hey, baby bear, you gonna finish those fries?
Yes. Ooh, somebody needs a nap.
The day she was born, I thought I'd never let go. But before I knew it, she started pulling away. Crawling so fast, her diaper kept gapping and sagging. That's why I like these new Pampers Stretch. The first diaper with stretchy sides, made to fit like no diaper ever. They'll help keep her dry and see her through her next steps in life, her first steps.
New Pampers Stretch may be one more reason 81% of all hospitals choose Pampers. Pamper your baby. Keep her happy and dry.
I was tired of portrait studios telling me what portraits to buy. So, I chose Sears. I pick my favorite portraits in my custom session, and I can get a color proof instantly with their new portrait preview system. Plus, at Sears, I only buy the portraits I want. I decide how many I want and what sizes, so there's no sales pressure. You can choose any portrait studio, but who'll give you choices like that?
Now save on your Sears custom portrait session. Only $4.95. Hurry in.
What's Flavor TV? It's videos. It's celebrities. It's Alfreda's. It's contests. It's every Saturday night with me, Russ Parr. It's fat. It's all that. Flavor TV spooks your favorite videos. Check it out tonight at 11 o'clock on KDFI Channel 27.
Now, double the entertainment, double the drama, double in the heat of the night. Weeknights at 5 and 10 on KDFI Channel 27.
The jobs of tomorrow are here. Thousands of them, waiting to be filled. But you have to know the fields they're in, and you have to have what it takes to master those fields. Because you can't get the jobs of tomorrow until you get the skills of today.
Start by calling ITT Technical Institute. We'll send you an informative brochure on tomorrow's careers and what it takes to get them. Call 1-800-942-0088.
Stop doing that. Just say it.
Delivery.
Now get the Pizza Salad Special. 2 Little Caesars pizzas and a Fresh Express farm salad, all for one low price.
Now at Little Caesars, get 1 large pizza with 1 topping of your choice, plus a full order of Crazy Bread for only $7.99 delivered.
Pizza.
Hair loss? Before you give up, Apollo asks you to picture yourself with Apollo's computer imaging system. Picture yourself with the natural, good-looking hair you really want. Picture yourself with a new sense of self-confidence. See Apollo's answer to your personal hair loss problem. No obligation, no pressure, just a few minutes that will change your life. Call Apollo Hair Systems in Dallas and Fort Worth. 1-800-DFW-HAIR.
Hey, Dallas, you're on Bud Light TV. Turn it on! Hey!
What would you pawn for a Bud Light?
I'd pawn my engagement ring. I'd trade in that last 5 pounds. I don't know.
I'd pawn my best friend for a Bud Light.
Hey!
In Dallas, living is big.
The smiles are big in Dallas.
Bud Light!
The only beer with a taste big enough for Dallas.
It's big! Bud Light!
It's the Texas thing.
Hey!